nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. Let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Last week we talked about the summer blockbusters of 1985, but that year was too great for movies to limit ourselves to just the summer. In fact, we got comments last week, hey, what about insert title here? Okay, you asked for it, so here you go. Hell, maybe we'll do a part 3 next week. So tease and spray your hair, adjust your shoulder pads, top off your glasses, and get ready for 1.21 gigawatts of Last Call starting right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Salud and welcome. Welcome. So glad you're here. If you were here for liquid lunch earlier today, you know what I'm sipping on. I'm sipping on a Cosmopolitan. Check out my stream from earlier today where we talked about the history of the Cosmopolitan. A little cable series that popularized this in the 90s, and the star of that series happens to be in one of the movies I believe we'll be touching on tonight. If not, we'll get to it next week. Anyway, let me get my co-hosts in here because I've started front loading, and these are strong Cosmos, so I may absolutely need to get my designated driver in here, although I don't know how stable you are to drive, considering you were drinking Bloody Marys at lunch. How are you doing, Boomer? And what are you sipping on now?
And Rocky Mountain oysters. And then I said, wow, these were wonderful. And what kind of oysters, where they come from? The guy told me, and the waiter told me, I was like, I'm kidding.
I've never had Rocky Mountain oysters. Never
actually,
had.
No.
It's only because it's never come up. I mean, I haven't had the opportunity.
I want to say I was at a restaurant where they had them on a menu, and one of my older cousins, don't. He like warned me. I'm having a lemonade actually, so no. But I did have a chicken fried steak for dinner, and man, sometimes when you get a chicken fried steak, it's normal size. Then sometimes it's whoa, that's large. I got a large one, so we'll see how I make it through the rest of the night. But yeah, I'm doing well though. Yeah, no problem here.
And my lovely bouncer Netter of Netter's Network, how you doing, my dear? What are you sipping on?
I am sipping on a virgin version
of a Cosmopolitan.
Of his
yes,
Cosmo.
You are. Yes, you are.
Because I tasted Troy's drink because he's sitting going, wow, this is strong. I'm like, and I gave him that look like, yeah, sure it is. And then I took a sip and it's like, wow.
Well, well, I went heavier on the vodka, lighter on the triple sec, and I was like, okay, wow. So, hello there.
Yeah, that's definitely a wow. All I can taste is vodka with a very...
She can taste it across the room is what she's basically saying.
Pretty much. Mm-hmm. The fumes. You can taste the fumes.
Yeah, don't light a match. Don't light a match. Let me say hi to the chat. You guys were in here and jumping. You guys were eager for a little bit of last call tonight. I'm so glad you guys are here.
They wanted a piece of you.
They wanted a piece of the action. Let me tell you, starting with Lady Mist, who was first, and she comes in saying hello. Last call with Troy Pacelli, dropping me some red and pink flowers to go with my reddish pink drink. Big Al Presents says, have a great stream tonight, my friends. Everyone do a truffle shuffle. Yes, exactly. I didn't realize, I must have been kind of blitzed by the end of last stream. I did not remember that we had actually already covered the Goonies and the
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
I don't know if Teen Wolf was considered a summer blockbuster, but it came out in August. August is always fishy because I'm like, are we really in the summer blockbuster season still?
That's definitely still summertime because I don't really consider it spring until we go back to school in September. So
yeah, so then I cut it off at August last week. But we covered a lot last week. In fact, it's funny, I'd watched Back to the Future over the weekend. That movie is still a perfect movie. It looks great.
It really is good. It didn't need sequels. I don't mind the sequels, but it didn't need them.
Didn't need sequels, but at least with the sequels, they had fun with it. And they give Marty kind of an interesting arc. In fact, in some ways, his problem was he had the opposite problem of his father when he wouldn't back down from a fight when he should have. Do you understand?
I actually never made that connection. Yes. That's actually a really good point.
He has the opposite problem because it's about people calling him chicken and how he doesn't respond to that.
You almost feel like there's a pendulum effect in that generational thing.
Yeah.
So hail, of course, Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube. Always wonderful to see you here. Suzanne, hello. I am so glad you are here. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Friday.
Yeah, it's nice seeing the new name in the chat all the time now. That's really great.
I love when I have new gifted memberships. I hope that you've enjoyed it. You've enjoyed your time here enough that you re-up at the end of your month. I hope I've earned. Hope I've actually earned that gifted membership.
Suzanne has come into the chat regularly lately because she was a gifted membership.
That's true.
So if you are a member, maybe you want to consider gifting a membership to someone else. And
that's true. Bring someone in. They enjoy the streams, hang out with us, build our friendship base here. Use RNG, welcome. Yes, I had seen you earlier today. I am glad you came back. You must have been interested in the topic. I think this is a great topic. And then that bouncer's flirting with me, calling me the love of her life. Kind of glad after 34 years.
Don't you forget it.
I won't forget it. You've had 34 years to remind me. I ain't gonna forget.
What's that 34 years till August?
True. But we're getting really, really close there. If you count the dating time, that all counts too. So, yes, like, share, subscribe, and become a member if I have earned it, of course. I know this isn't the end of the chat. I know people have come in since then. For example, this goofball, Age of Boomer, comes in and says hi to Netter. Doesn't say hi to me.
Said hi to me on my channel.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Because I always say my hi sweeties to everybody, and I go into each of our streams, and I always put a special hi sweetie for Boomer on his channel.
Not sure if I said hi to JPRPH1, but just in case, I'll say it again. What the hey? But I know I hadn't yet said hi to Madanui. Hi, Madanui. Always good to see you, my friend. And of course, Mark Dahley says, greetings from the Panhandle of Florida, a.k.a. Southern Georgia. Salute to Deleted Scenes. Good to see you, my friend. Make sure that you join us this week for Live from Sparkwood in 21. We will be watching a movie that I'm not as well versed in as Mulholland Drive, and that's Lost Highway.
I will try to headline some discussion on that.
I would
Figure it's my
appreciate
turn,
that.
yeah.
I'll rewatch it before then. I'll kind of get caught up. But also, we do have to acknowledge the passing of. I mean, the timing is just freaking scary. The singer from Club Silencio.
Yeah.
In Mulholland Drive, Rebecca Del Rio passed away this week, and was a little taken aback. She was in her 50s. She was not old. We don't have a cause of death. We will talk about that. We may touch on it briefly on Sunday, but we may also cover it from a more Mulholland Drive perspective on Tuesday. But that's up to Deleted Scenes. I don't want to volunteer and take over your stream, Deleted. Guys saying hi to each other. I super appreciate that. I was saying this afternoon during Liquid Lunch. It encourages the heck out of me when I see you guys chatting with each other, showing the love for each other, that community building. I've been complimented a lot recently about what a great community we have here, and it's really all because of all of you guys.
My guest on Thursday Things, Lunchbox Warren, who, if you have a sub yet, please pop over to Lunchbox Warren's channel and give him a sub. He's seriously under sub. We got him up to 40 or 45 last night.
Yeah, we got him Baker's dozen or so.
Yeah, we got him over 15
yesterday.
subs. I had written it down. I think we got him to 45. And he was saying just how positive our community is and how he doesn't really see that these days, and he loves that. I mean, I love our community.
Oops.
And here, sweetie, wait, hold on. Here.
I got a drinking problem.
Yes. And as I'm always saying, you're not just our community or just our chat. You're our family.
Absolutely.
And
family.
I know that when people come in, like for a guest, they see that. They see our family. So I want to thank y'all for being our family.
We put some of those other channels to shame. And I promise you that will not change as this channel grows.
Especially that Lord Doomcock guy. I'm kidding. So someone was on his channel this week.
That's true. I was on Pop Culture Breakdown for the second time this weekend. I'm feeling feeling pretty special. Lord, so the previous time, one of his minions reached out to me. Gary Ambrosia, good friend, love that guy. He said, "Would you like to be on Doomcock?" Sent me the notes so that I could prep and all this kind of stuff. Kind of gave me the temporary code for getting into Xanadu and whatnot. But this time I got the message directly from Doomcock. He reached out to me directly. I was like, "Yes, sir, Lord Doomcock, sir. I will absolutely
My
be there."
liege, yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to read this comment, if I can get this thing to do what I want to. Enigma Sever says, at Nutters Network, I got past that 300 plus mark. Woo! And I want to thank you guys for your efforts. I had actually shared the same with Deleted and Sin. I really enjoy this community. Happy I found it.
There you go, Enigma. So glad you're here. In fact, if that's where you're at, let's get you back on Thursday things.
Absolutely.
Let's do a follow-up, because we've got a lot of new followers. Maybe they haven't followed you yet. If you haven't followed Enigma Severus, make sure you're following him now for sure. I did like his comment though. I did before a live audience. That's so funny. Well, technically it is. It's
That's
filmed
true.
before a live audience. We are streaming this right now. You guys are all live. I hope you're all live, and I hope you stay that way for a very, very long time. This is filmed before a live audience. You can pick almost any year from 83 to 95. I would actually push that further back. Those 5 years at the end, I don't know. But actually, I'll be honest with you. The years from 1992 on, a little bit of a blur. When you get married and you jump into a professional life and stepkids and whatnot, it all becomes a blur. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have to educate you on the '90s one of these weeks. Okay, what you missed out
Yes.
on.
What was the 90s like for a single guy, Boomer? Yeah, you tell me all about
Well,
it.
I was
Thank you so
young
much.
for starters, in '92 I was still in high school, so I mean, but
I have a hat similar to yours. I will wear it the day we meet, my good sir. Well, speaking of meeting, I do not know exactly what the plans are. We are in the early stages, but Netter and I had such a good time at MegaCon in Florida last year. We are planning to come back to Florida, or go back to Florida, however you... For him, it's come back to Florida. For us, it's go back to Florida. I think that's March? Next March. So March 2026. Just go to the MegaCon webpage. You can see what the dates are. I am not saying we're necessarily going to be going to the con itself, but we are planning to be there that weekend. That's what we're planning. And what we are thinking about doing, we're still working with some other streamers behind the scenes. We are considering maybe getting a weekend pass to Epic Universe and hanging out at Epic Universe and doing things in the evening and whatnot around MegaCon. So,
the reason being, at least in my view, is that Universal was far more interesting and fun than the con.
MegaCon was okay, but it wasn't all that. Although, I was looking at the prices for the con, Nutter, and I'm thinking, maybe we go one day?
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see if Snarky J is there again this year. We'll go the day she's there.
Yeah.
I want to meet her dad. I want to meet her dad. He's got to be an awesome guy.
She's talked about him fondly. Yes.
So that's going to be, other than if you happen to be in the Chicagoland area or whatever, as far as meetups go, that's the next meetup kind of thing I'm planning to be at.
You didn't finish saying hello to the chat.
I have not. I'm still scrolling through. Give me just a moment, because I did see Geek Flag with Nate Knows, who is quickly becoming a big contributor to Geeky Geezers. Thank you so much. The summer of '85 was very important to me personally. I learned a lot about myself, and my love of cinema really developed. I also learned a lot about loss because of a very good friend of mine in someone who I always call through the sister my parents never gave me, decided to self-delete that year in between music, movie, TV shows, and my family. I came out the other side more aware person. It's interesting you say that, because I had a very, very similar loss I don't remember specifically if it was that year, but it was in the 80s. A buddy of mine, I won't get into it, but he obviously had some depression problems, but he was one of the rare cases that left a note. And his note was outlining his reasons for it, and they were such foolish reasons. He was trying to make a statement that did not resonate with the people he was trying to get a message to. So Maybe one day I'll do a Rumble exclusive stream talking about it. Deleted Scenes is, of course, dropping the Fedora, the Mumbler, the logo, and the Canarble because he is a VIP member, and I so appreciate you, my friend. I'm going to go through these as quickly as I can. If I miss a comment that you said that you want me to highlight, make sure you go ahead and drop it again. I don't mind. My internet is going in and out. Jesse Guajardo, I'm so glad that you're here. Stick with us as long as you can, but if you can't, you can always catch the rewatch. It will still be up. Maria with T and Telly. Hey, welcome. So, Maria, I want to share something with you. I think you'll get a kick out of this. So, we've got the Echo Dot in our house. And so, every now and again, I'll hear Netter talking in another room, and I no longer question it. I hear Alexa, put this, that, the other on my shopping list or whatever. I thought that's what she was doing, because it was moi, and it sounded like Alexa. I thought, though, that what she was actually doing was rehearsing. Francesca, I'm at the airport. Da, 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 da. No. She was putting something on the shopping list. So there you go. Francesca, Alexa, they sound a lot alike. That's basically what I'm saying.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
You don't have to. Don't worry about it, Francesca. I mean Alexa. Whatever.
And
Whoever.
I happen to know that Maria, my sister, has a new song that
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if she's released it to everybody yet, but I got to hear the preview. It is beautiful.
And Netter's like, how much of that did you understand? I'm like, about every third word I understood.
Maria also sent me the
she
English
did.
translation.
But I was like, I got the gist of the meaning of the song.
The song is so beautiful. She sings it in Spanish, and it's just so beautiful. And which, like I said, she sent me the English translation. And I'm reading these words going, oh my goodness, this is so beautiful.
I'll tell you
amazing.
what, though. Right now, the beautiful Spanish ballads are like breaking my heart this week with the passing of Rebecca Del Rio. I just want to listen to Llorando on loop, Big Al says, call your version the Osmo Cosmo. That is brilliant, my friend. Talk about the alliteration. There you go. And
Maria, you weren't in the wrong chat. We have all three of us up, me, Troy, and Boomer. And Troy is also on the Green Machine.
This is the thing about the chat, right? So, Netter and Boomer and I see all of your chats. Wherever you're chatting from, we see you. But you only see the chats that are in that particular stream. So you might miss somebody else who's in one of the other streams. It's a little confusing. It's unfortunate. One of these days, I'll figure out how to move the chat into the window so that you can see the chat, that we see.
Oh yeah, I gotta figure out how to do that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know for sure if Evie Mux has that ability. We'll have to learn together. We'll learn together, nice and slow. Sipping our cosmos away, nice and slow. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm getting through these as quickly as I can. Did you see this one, Netter? Oh yeah, you brought that up. Yeah. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, I'm way behind saying hi to you guys. But Boomer, don't rush me, because these people are important.
I'm not rushing you.
You weren't in the wrong chat.
That's what I was
you already just said that. At the beginning of the day, I was in the garden picking a salad and just listening, but I'm here now. That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, salads can be good too, especially in summertime when it's hot. You want something a little bit more refreshing.
Want something a little cooler.
Matanui, yeah. See, that's the other thing. I don't see the reason to spend the money on the con if we went because a bunch of the other YouTubers were going to the con and whatnot, and Ripaverse had a table there, and a couple of other people that we wanted to support. But this year, it's we didn't spend a lot of time in the cons. We didn't see a lot. we got more. We did more walking than anything.
Yeah, and one of the people that kind of joined our little group was like, "Well, I need to go see this person and get their autograph. We need to go or I need to go do this thing. I want to see this panel." So we were walking around with this guy, making sure he got to his panels, make sure he got to his autograph
fine,
session.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Did meet a lot of great people, you know.
And one of the things I responded to Matt Newey, I don't know if you saw it yet. I said the cons are actually affordable, especially if it's in, you know, like local to you.
Well, I was just going to say that. Yeah, it's the travel and the lodging and stuff that's expensive.
And if it's if you look at the con, like it's a 4-day con usually, look at the different things that are going on and do like a 1-day pass for the things that interest you the most, and make sure you hit the dealer's room, because that's where you're finding all the stuff that you're like, I really want this thing. And you could probably find it in the dealer's room during that time. So,
Geek Flag with Nate knows, I believe the same happened with Bryan Adams and the summer of '69. I understand, and I guess as a YouTuber, I am obliged to say, nice. But honestly, you know, as a married man, experienced, one of these days I'll have to do a Rumble exclusive. When I'm really, really liquored up, and explain why 69, you guys think it's so cool in your 12-year-old minds. Maybe not so cool.
Scroll down till you get to my comments so you're caught up to me, because, you know, we're...
You know what? I got to get to Ruby Hoove. You're right. Ruby Hoove has gifted another membership. I want to thank you so much, Ruby. You are a godsend. You are so, so generous. That you bought a membership
for
that
Pugly Digger. Pugly Digger.
Pugly Digger.
I know who that is?
That's a pug. Yeah.
Oh.
And I had brought it up, but then you took it down before I could read it.
I'm sorry.
Mark Daly says, I was to go to Orlando last MegaCon, but had to bail for health issues. Going to make my second attempt at my first trip next March. Hope to see you there.
There we go. There we go. Well, you know what I'll do is... for members, I will. I'll exchange contact information so you guys can find me. You know, I think that would be a really, really good idea. But welcome to membership, Pugly Digger.
Oh, and it actually does come up now underneath. See?
Yes, it does. Yep.
It didn't used to do that, so I like that it shows that now.
Keely Chow, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. What's going on? We are going to talk about the movies of 1985, but I don't want to miss any of your comments. So I am caught up. Summer of '69 was one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
I got my first real 6-string. I got to actually be careful. I've been finding that YouTube has gotten so bad. They will nail you just for a melody. My hardest hit stream in all of my YouTubing was about a month ago when I had Stark of Iron on. He did a couple of parody songs, and they all got hit for the melody. And I'm like, this is totally effing BS, because this is absolutely fair use. That's what parody is. Screw you. You can't copyright a melody when it's being used in parody.
Do you think that one day we're going to find out who's running YouTube and it's going to be this giant computer somewhere and there are going to be no people?
Oh no, they're absolutely open about that. It's all automatic. They just hit you automatically. So the stream, I keep all the Last Call streams up. You can find them, but that particular one is chopped to crap. I mean, because I had to cut out all
the real version's on Rumble, right?
The real version is on Rumble, and in the description in the YouTube, it'll lead you to the Rumble one if you want to see Tony's unedited parodies and whatnot. But I think we're caught up. Oh no, I'm not, because I didn't say hi to Jacen Fawkes from 540 Studios. Great guy, great channels, plural. Get over to 540 Studios, where you can easily find all of the different channels that he is
I'm not going to bring up the comment because I have to search for it.
The Kalman Show is here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, The Kalman Show. I am just getting through saying hi to everybody, and we're going to get into the films of 85 in just a moment. So glad you are here, my friend.
Enigma Sever says, be careful. It'd be funny if you permanently made the screen sound like something wonky. Because I guess you were taking down a comment when I was putting one up.
Yeah, we do that. YouTube is owned by Google. Well, that might be a temporary situation. It's very possible that the current administration might force a antitrust situation to change that. We shall see, and I will keep an eye on that. And of course, we will bring that to you on Geeky Geezers as we get more information. Okay, let us get into the presentation. And by all means, folks, if I missed a chat that you wanted me to bring up that I didn't see, if I didn't bring it up, I probably didn't see it. So if there's something that you said that I missed, make sure you drop it. Netter will keep an eye on the chat while Boomer and I get to part 2 of 1985 in the movies. Well, actually, Boomer's going to get into it. I'm going to drink.
Going into the movies. So last week, we did the summer, which started out with mid-May of 1985, going on to the end of August. So this week, we're going to start out at the beginning, back in January, and then I'm going to move all the way up into May, and we'll see if we get further than that tonight.
So these were films that were probably filmed in, late 81, early 80. No, I'm sorry.
84.
Late 83, early 84.
Yeah, because... You have to understand, some of our younger viewers out there, movies would get made in pretty quick succession back in the day.
Well, just look at how many movies we covered last week, how many we're going to cover this week, and we're kind of guessing we're not going to get through them all tonight. We may do some more next week.
I mean, the Star Wars movies, I think, were considered long between sequels because there was like 3 years apart.
Well, and when you're younger... Younger audience might not understand this, but all of you old folks like us know time tends to run faster and faster as you get older.
Unfortunately,
when you're a kid, when you're a preteen teenager, 5 years is like forever. After Star Wars, we were like, oh my God, is there going to be a sequel? I want a sequel. And after Empire Strikes Back, which with that cliffhanger, you're like, when is the next movie coming?
Say hello to Booger414. Hello and welcome.
I did see you there. I was going to bring that up. Thank you, Booger. Glad you're here. The Grand Poobah Booger.
Okay.
Welcome.
All right.
Well, that's what that icon is. The Grand Poobah.
That's impressive. There's a theory as to why time speeds up when you're older, but it's slow when you're younger. Do you know what that theory is?
I do, but go ahead and share it.
When you're younger, you learn a lot of new things. The world is new to you. Like you're going to school and you're learning new subjects. You're learning things you never knew about. When you get older, there's less of that going on. If you want your years when you're older to feel longer, try to do as many new experiences in that year as you can. And it'll make the year go by slower because those experiences will be new to you. And for some reason, that slows down time. I think it's the routine that makes the time speed up.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, because I swear... I started earlier this year. I decided to make YouTube the full-time job.
Yep.
And you get into a routine, and you're just the same thing all the time. And weeks, months go by so quickly, and it's like, where did that time go? It's just all a blur. Booger says 1985 is a good movie year, but let's face it, we were just happy Big Brother didn't take over. Well, it didn't take over in 1984, but they did use it as a template, and it's kind of mostly come to pass in the later aughts. So, just saying.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it's like you'd go out and buy a game console and you make up a funny name for your avatar, and then you get your console bricked. But oh, wait a minute, never mind. That's Sunday's talk.
We'll talk more about that on Sunday. It's like physical pain memory when you're a child getting burned by an iron in agony. When you become adult, it's just unpleasant. Yeah, and you're late to work. No, you're absolutely right. That is actually so true. It's like, well, now I'm at the age where I'm starting to deal with some chronic pain. And I'm like, oh, this hurts. I don't want to go down the stairs. And then it'll be like, I'm good today. Let me take care of it.
Yes.
He hurt his foot.
That
Yeah.
happens.
And at the risk of sounding like an old fart, I just went to the doctor today to get a blood test. I didn't even tell you this yet, Netter. I already got my test results.
Yeah.
They're fine.
That's good.
Of course you are.
Well, that's good, but it doesn't tell me why my foot hurts. So I gotta schedule some other test.
Maybe you sprained it or something.
Yeah.
It's been about 2 weeks now
Yeah.
that he's had this pain, and it's been worse. It's gotten better, but then today he was walking on it a bit more, so he said it was hurting more. He was limping more.
Have you?
I'm thinking he stepped on something, and because he's got such hard calluses on his feet that he doesn't notice.
Maybe.
And-
I'll talk to the doctor.
And maybe there's
about
something in the bottom of his foot. So I'm going to have to look at your
Have
foot.
you tried?
Let's not talk about my aches and pains
All
like
right.
this is an old person
I was
show.
gonna say you could
okay?
try the Epsom salts, but anyway.
Yeah. I absolutely could. Booger. See what I just did there? Booger says text abbreviations are just newspeak. No,
Oh, please.
You know what newspeak is? Is the words that certain political entities are taking and twisting and using, overly using. You're an
Latinx.
ist. You're a phobe. Yeah, Latinx and all these other words
That's newspeak.
that they're using.
No one in the Latino community came up with that word. That came from, I believe it came from Tumblr.
Well, yeah, by the white oppressors, the white liberal oppressors that are telling you how you should be offended because they're not saying Latinx, and everybody who understands Spanish or really any Latin-based language is going,
Well, it's like
screw you.
It's like I posted. I went to Facebook to look for something because I'm still on there only because I'm a mod on certain groups, and it said you've got memories from a few years ago. So I went to look at my memories, and one of them was something it was a meme that I took and I reposted on X. You have the right to your opinion. You do not have the right to tell me mine.
Yes, that's exactly true. Lester San Jose says, so there was something to the track 1985. Yes, and thank you for being here. VIP member, Lester, Skeptic Tank Obsessions. Make sure you are subscribed to his channel. Matanui says, apparently I was thinking of something else. The Bionicle retrospective just has the guy from the commercials. Not sure what we're referring to. I do remember the Bionicles. Wasn't, an avid collector. Mark Malnikoff must be home from the mines of Rorapente. He says, Kapla, busy at... you are still at the mines of Rorapente. Making others make little dilithium crystals out of big ones. They were lazy today. Yeah, I heard some of them were late.
Yes, you need to crack the whip on those ones.
So no one leaves the mines until the daily work quota is complete.
Exactly.
Yes, you have every right to be pissed. This is such a funny show. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just getting drunk. I walk and train a lot. I had an issue with my shoes after a while, which caused issues with my leg. Yeah, I see how that's connected. Just the wear and tear on the shoes caused annoyances. Yeah, I almost never wear shoes, only when I leave the house.
Yeah, and
There you go.
he also thinks that part of the initial pain is way that he sits where his foot's kind of on an angle. Yeah, it's like kind of twisted. So that may have been it. And it just hasn't
I
worked itself
sit
out
way
yet.
too much and exercise absolutely not a friggin' enough. And even watching Vision Quest a couple weeks ago hasn't gotten me fired up about working out. I might have to just do my own personal rewatch of Vision Quest and Rocky, like all the Rocky movies and Karate Kid, and every movie I can find that's got a workout montage in it. But let us get to
Into
the
it.
presentation.
Want me to bring it up? First movie is The Mutilator.
Never heard of it.
I have. I'll talk to you a little bit about this movie. This movie was
Was
also...
there boobies in it?
I believe so. I think when I was watching, I was getting angry.
1980s horror films usually had boobies.
But then they
I
showed
have
up
expected, Troy, for you to say it's time for movies, music, and monsters.
Movies, music, and monsters. Yes.
So
you should check out that channel, by the way. Movies, Music, and Monsters on YouTube. Absolutely worth it. Wilkie's Movies and Music. Speaking of movies and music, welcome, Wilkie's. Great hanging out with you for a little bit this afternoon. I'm glad you came back. We are talking movies tonight from 1985.
So this is the first one of note in the month of January. It's funny, on Red Letter Media, they always have a thing saying, F you, it's January, when they do the January movies, because the idea is they don't put out the best stuff in January. This, look at that poster for starters. Come on. It's a slasher movie.
I love the girl in the foreground in the bikini. You know, that'll get you in the theater, right?
Now, okay, my understanding is too, especially when you get to the mid-'80s, the slasher movies, at least of the old, are sort of starting to fade, and you're getting into more of the supernatural movies, like the Nightmare on Elm Streets and stuff. I have a suspicion this was one that took a while to get released, because if you go from like 1979 to like 1982, you get like one of these a week. They were just throwing slasher movie because of the success of Friday the 13th and Halloween and all that.
Right.
This one was
you
also
had like what was it? Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I Spit on Your Grave. You know, all these.
Well, those are prior, but especially when Halloween hit, that's when they really.
Yeah.
This.
Keep in mind budget though too. These slasher movies are cheap to make. There's not a lot of budget.
And sometimes these were mom and pop operations to get these things off the ground. And then they would sell them to a studio. So this was The Mutilator. This was also known as Fall Break. So happy to say The Mutilator. Troy never heard of it. So apathetic. That's because he hasn't seen it.
I haven't seen every movie. I'm actually surprised by the movies that Deleted Scenes hasn't seen. He's seen like all these obscure movies I've never heard of, all the popular movies, all the newest movies, and then I'll bring up one that's like this big movie from my childhood. He's like, I've never seen that movie. I'm like, what?
No Bad News Bears, I take it. I don't know if that was the one you didn't see. Anyway, The Mutilator. This was also known.
Two girls in it. I totally had a crush on at that age. I just, one of them turned out to be a lesbian. What can I say?
So the premise of this movie.
A third of my girlfriends from childhood into high school. A third of my girlfriends turned out to be lesbians too. Just whatever.
Stuff happens. Anyway, forced camouflage and combat uniforms.
I never did airsoft. Heck, I really wanted to do laser tag and never got around to
Oh,
that.
that's interesting you mentioned that, Jesse. There is a slasher movie, I believe, about that. And it's about guys that do the paintball thing. And then but then they modify the paintball guns to shoot weapons when they're going on an actual thing, and that's when the kind of like the slashers show up. I forgot what it was called. Darn it, but it was an 80s slasher movie.
There was a couple of movies. There was a movie called Gotcha.
Yeah.
And there was a movie called... There's another one that was very similar to that. And I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember.
I don't know. Gotcha.
Anyway,
interesting.
Finish telling me.
I'm just going to talk just real quick. This was known in some territories as fall break, because as you know, when you go to college, like in spring break, you get a fall break where you get to get a week off and go down to the beach. This never happens. I don't know where fall break came from. Was this a thing in the early 80s? Was there an actual fall break at universities? Was this a Canadian thing? Maybe this was a Canadian.
I can only speak to. I was high school class of '89, so it was
never had fall breaks.
90, 91, 92. I was at university. I don't really remember a fall break.
Yeah, I'd like a fall break so I could work on my term paper. I mean, this is like. But this was called Fall Break. They go down to a beachside residence, and of course, there's a horrible killer on the loose.
Was that Gotcha, Mark Dahley? Is that the one that you're... yeah, I think Anthony Edwards was in that one, right?
There are so many slasher movies, it's not even funny. You'll never run out of them if you're looking for them.
Troy, you need to find a gaydar... No. I'm fine. I found a straight one, and she's mine, and that's
no. He was saying that you didn't notice that they were the way they were because you didn't have the You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, see, they didn't know at the time. That
Oh,
they,
I see.
That's
Okay.
Well, when I say 1/3, there were 3, and one of them had turned out to be
I'm
gay.
just saying, you had a crush on Christy McNichol. I'm just saying.
Fair enough, but
So did most
and the
boys, I'm
reason
sure.
I had a crush on, see, I didn't even say who it was, and you knew. That's good on you, mate.
I'm with Boomer on the slasher movies. Connie Cleary says, "This is how I feel about slasher movies. Um, I consider them one of the lowest in the horror genre, but at the same time, I find them fascinating as time capsules. They really do evoke what was going on the times they were made. Like you get a feel for what
True.
maybe the
That is
teens or the
true.
college students were like. What did they do for fun? And I think they're fascinating to watch now. There's 2 movies that come to mind. One Friday 13th movie, the other was Child's Play 3 or Chucky Switch, the non-lethal.
Paint
Well,
ammo for
the Cadet to Live ammo. I
wow.
need to watch Child's Play 3 again. I saw it when I was younger and I have it. I just need to give it another rewatch.
No.
I love 1 and 2.
No, Mark Dahley. That's not the case. This particular one didn't come out until many, many years later. And I found her on social media more than 2 decades later. And I'm like, oh, okay.
There we go. Anyway, that's the Mutilator.
I love this tagline. By sword, by pick, by axe, bye-bye.
I think there's a scene where the police officer pins the Mutilator with his car to a fence, and I almost think he cuts him in half. And then the guy still manages to get him one last kill,
right?
Before even severed in half.
These horror movies, these slashers, if they're not immortal, they're just hard to kill.
They're pretty close.
Heck, even what was the one with Glenn Close, where she makes
Fatal
rabbits
Attraction.
too. Fatal Attraction, right? Even that one, he kills her and she comes back. Jumps out of the tub and tries to grab him. It's like, what the hell is this, Jacen or something? What's going on here?
All right, let's move on to. I'm sorry, I that poster. I don't know why it says artwork TBC. Okay, never mind. This is the Plague Dogs from the people that made Watership Down. It's an animated movie. Had you ever?
Well,
heard
I was
of
going to say from the artwork, it really looks like Watership Down, but I never saw this one.
I believe it's about dogs that have disease tested on them, and then the dogs break free and are trying to get on the loose. I hear it's kind of a tragic story. I think it's also based on a novel.
Well, I'll tell you what. Anyone that saw Watership Down was pretty traumatized. But I do recommend that movie. There's a lot of truths in that movie that would I think we missed 2 generations not seeing Watership Down that would have helped us today.
And I think this is another one I need to check out. This is why I made it a note. I wasn't sure if you'd seen it. The Plague Dogs. You'd seen it, deleted scenes? Not good? I don't know. Okay. It's one of these ones that's on my docket to watch one day, even though I know it's probably going to be a tearjerker because I like dogs. So.
Oh yeah, me too.
Old Yeller?
Oh God, if you didn't cry when Old Yeller died, you're not a man. You're not a man. And don't tell me that men don't cry. If you don't cry at Old Yeller, you're not a man.
I came close to tears.
I actually never saw the movie. I know of the movie. I know what happened in the movie, but I never saw Old Yeller.
We may have to watch it.
At least I don't remember seeing it.
We may have to watch it. I was really young. When I saw it.
They have to do the unthinkable for the greater good. Yeah.
And that's the kind. Well, it's the kind of thing that if you live on a farm or whatever, you know this, dealing with animals and stuff. And
this is why I didn't like how Chrissy Nome got attacked, because I'm like, you guys don't understand. Okay. She
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway.
She was probably already suffering with that. Yeah. And I don't know.
Moving on to I haven't seen this, but I know of this series, and I have them on DVD somewhere. My sister got it for me. I need to watch the Angel series.
Yeah.
This is the third
No. It's a series. Holy crap.
No, this is a sequel. I know there have been at least 3
Watch
of them.
the first one. It's worth watching the first one. You don't need to watch any of the rest. There is a what was that?
She's like a high school girl,
what was
like
that Charles Bronson
by
series? It's kind of like that Charles Bronson series.
Death Wish.
It's kind of like Death Wish, kind of.
We have Avenging Angel.
But Avenging Angel actually had a good story because it's about a high school girl who ends up becoming a prostitute, and it's not as salacious as it sounds.
Okay.
At least by modern standards, you know. But it's actually a fairly decent story. It's very titillating in its promotional material, but it's not all that when you actually see the movie.
Oh, I cannot watch.
Welcome, Robert's Infinite Realms. You're a good man. You're a good man. I appreciate that comment. Thank you.
Now I'm drinking water. Okay, moving
Was
on.
Old Yeller a Disney film?
Yes.
Back when
Disney back
had
in
to
the
make
day,
good
they didn't
movies.
shy away from things. I mean, you had the whole
Right.
Bambi thing situation too. It's like, you know.
I love that bit from my cousin Vinny talking about was she specifically talking about Bambi or something? Imagine you're a little deer and you put your little deer
Oh no,
lips.
it was my cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
And,
What did I say?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm drunk.
Her boyfriend, the lead guy, was like,
Vinny, yeah.
Joe Pesci.
yeah, Vinny. He's like, do you think these pants would be okay for when I go on hunting with the other lawyer?
That's
and
what
she
it
goes,
was. Yeah.
imagine you're a little deer. You go to the river to get a drink of water. Your little teal lips are just about to take a drink, and then bam! Somebody shoots your head off. Do you really think he's gonna care what color pants the guy who shot him is wearing?
Yeah, right. Holy
She
crap.
did not like it.
So I just want to make
I
a
love
quick.
that movie.
I just want to make a quick divergence back to what I was talking about Cosmos. If you didn't catch my Liquid lunch earlier today, maybe go check it out. I was talking about the history of Cosmos and so on and so forth. And the article I was reading from, the bartender was talking about how Sex and the City popularized the Cosmo, and he believes this is why we got these ridiculously large martini glasses to accommodate Cosmos. And I didn't really follow what he was saying because I've only ever had regular sized martini glasses. I filled this like 3, 4, 5 friggin' times, and I just made a double of the regular Cosmo recipe. Holy crap! No wonder I'm flipping drunk.
Moving
That
on.
movie's not here.
I may end up sleeping down here tonight for
Yeah, I think we're definitely only going to do half of this.
Lucky. Well, yeah, because I keep going off on these tangents, right?
It's fine.
Well,
No, it's
luckily
fine.
I'm drunk enough that my foot doesn't hurt so bad. So there's that part.
Okay, stop interrupting Boomer.
Yeah,
Well, look,
sorry.
we're stuck in January at this point, 85. So you're getting some cult movies. I'm being generous here.
That is true. Avenging Angel is kind of a cult movie. You're right.
I
Great
don't know, man.
poster. I don't feel like the movie really lives up to the poster, but
I don't know, man.
I did see this when I worked at the video store I was talking about last week.
I don't know which side I like more. That's the problem. I'm sorry. Anyway. Moving
I think
on.
the
before I get
duality is
myself into
kind of
trouble.
sexy if you think about it. Oh yes.
This the big one.
Oh
Tough turf.
yes. So let's talk a little bit about Kim Richards here. Kim Richards, again, another Disney girl. She was in a couple of movies that Disney the Witch Mountain series.
I remember that.
Great films. And let's face it, right in my age range, right? So when
Yes.
I kind of had a crush on her, it was appropriate because I was a young person too, just like she was.
It's like me and Jennifer Connelly, who's probably a couple years
Sure.
So it's not
Exactly.
weird.
Exactly.
Even if she's
Exactly.
younger. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then Tough Turf comes out, and I'm like, wow.
And you said something about want to show an image.
Yeah. So what I need to do is and if you guys saw the thumbnail, give me just a second. I'm going to share.
He's doing a thing.
I got it. You know what I need to do is actually I need to go back to the dynamic screen. I'm gonna take you guys out of this so that I've got room to share my screen. This is important.
I
So
have
let's
no
go.
idea what he's
Let's go
doing.
full stream on this. So this, of course, is Kim Richards from Tough Turf. She is an absolute vision. Kind of fell in love with this girl, from childhood, from the Witch Mountains, and then she's in Tough Turf, and I'm like, going through puberty, and I'm like, wow, right? Well, here's the thing. I meet a girl that looks like her spitting image could be her twin, and she ends up marrying me. That's the wild thing. So anyway, I've got a personal affinity for.
He's
Tough
got a
Turf.
type.
I've got a type. No, you guys don't understand. Netter and Kim Richards in this movie. When I met Netter, she was the spitting image of Kim Richards in this movie. Like, identical. I kid you not. But
this has James
she's right.
Spader
I
in
have
this.
a type.
James Spader's in this.
James Spader's been... I know, he's been in other movies. I don't really remember.
Oh my god! Well,
He kind of fades into the background. I was kind of...
Remember, he plays the piano in this. Remember, there's this big scene where he breaks out the piano and does like a whole thing in the movie.
I just remember Kim Richards. That's all.
Okay, I don't remember. Were these like the good kids but tough, and then there were other malcontents they were up against in the movie and whatnot? I don't remember the plot, but I remember. This is a good
think
one.
Tough Turf is going to be a movie that I'm going to add to my members
Only
poll
stream
for what we're gonna watch. No, what we're gonna watch on Monday night for the members. Oh,
Yes.
when you say only, I thought you were saying only fans. I thought you were going a whole different route with.
Let's not go there. This was a more innocent time.
True.
Where you had avenging angels on the street.
Okay.
I suppose.
The closest picture I can find to that one.
Are you sending me something?
Yes, on MeWe.
Okay.
As soon as I get MeWe to open.
This is what happens. I get drunk and then I'm easily distracted.
Now, keep in mind, I'm not wearing that outfit, but to kind of compare the faces.
Yeah. Just the faces. Although the below the neck was pretty spot on too. Well, let me see if I can.
Yeah, so there's Kim Richards, there's me. Oh, wait, he hasn't shown
No,
it yet.
I'm not sharing it yet. Let me just... give me just a second. Let me go back to dynamic scene. There you go. Yeah. But I'm talking like in every way. Just
what's funny is
friggin' identical.
that picture was taken the day after our anniversary to see. Our buddy was married 5 years after we did. So that was taken at his wedding on his wedding day. 5 years after we got married.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the same facial features, same facial structure.
Jesse Guardo says, Troy, we all got a type. Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Never asked Boomer what his type is, but I think his type is female.
Italian descent doesn't hurt. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say.
You got good taste, my friend.
Moving on to Blood Simple, a big Coen Brothers movie, early Coen Brothers horror movie.
I know I saw this movie.
I've seen it once. It was good. I don't remember it though, but it was very good.
I don't remember a friggin' thing about this movie though.
I actually have the Criterion of this. I should rewatch it again someday. But it was. I remembered when they were talking about like a lot of the new directors that were coming in. Like I saw a documentary about it, and they brought up Joel Neatha Cohen. I think Quentin Tarantino was mentioned in there.
Movie?
The one who was in Fargo that played the sheriff. She was in it. I can forget her name off the top of my head, but hold on. Well, we have
deleted scenes is probably gonna like drop.
Let me look up Blood Simple real quick. It had a good cast, as I recall.
Yeah,
was John Turturro in this? Hold on. Oh, there's apparently some Batman 2 news. I'll have to get that to Troy after the stream. Okay.
Oh,
Bloods. You're
God.
not excited at all. Okay.
No,
Anyway.
I am not. That does not belong in this gun era.
Yeah.
Oh,
John
Francis McDermott was
Francis
in it.
McDormand.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
McDormand. M. Emmett Walsh was in it. John Getz. Dan Hidayah. Sam Art Williams. Yeah, it was a good movie.
It's funny you say this, Nate. Yes, you're right. She hasn't changed significantly. They do look differently from each other now, but not a lot. Not a lot.
Was Blood Simple black and white, or do I just remember it being black and white? I don't remember now. I need to rewatch
Maybe
it.
this is
I need
one
to
I'll put
it.
on the poll. Yes, absolutely, Francis McDermott. Sin, welcome.
She's sort of. I think she's sort of. Is she like the femme fatale in this? I could be wrong. I need to rewatch it. I need to rewatch it. It's like a modern noir.
I know. I've seen. See, this is not saying good things. We all know we saw this movie and we don't remember it.
I remember it being
memorable.
good. I remember liking it when I did see it. Okay, it's a good Coen
This
Brothers.
was one that won awards, isn't it?
Yes, that doesn't mean it's
which
bad.
which doesn't necessarily
It was in
make it
color,
like
thank you.
I loved it and I remember it. You know,
I remember there is one scene, I think, where gunshots are someone's getting shot at through a barn, and you get to see the light from the headlight of the car peering through.
Enigma,
the gun
you
holes.
are incredibly encouraging. Thank you so much. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just a drunken goof.
The point is, I think that this was a big landmark film for the Coen brothers, and it's still a
This
good
is
movie.
one that kind of put them on the map.
Yeah, I think maybe less
Yeah.
funny than some of their later movies, but maybe we still have funny moments in it. More of I think a modern noir. I think that's how it was described.
Yeah.
Time.
I dig it.
Worth-
I dig
worth
it.
seeing.
Okay, sure. That's probably why I did see it. You know, because that was my bad.
The New Kids.
Kids, I have no idea what this is.
It's funny because my sister got this from me on Blu-ray a few years ago, and I decided with these streams I try to watch at least one of the movies on these things that I haven't seen. So I figured I'll watch The New Kids today. Okay, Lori Loughlin's in it.
Okay, I gotta see it. This goes on the list.
You'll like it, but man, there are some. Okay, so they moved to they have to move to Florida after their parents died to live with their uncle, and let's just say they're around a bunch of malcontents, you know, Florida Southern types, like whose head is also.
I wouldn't know anything about that. Would you, Boomer?
No, I don't know because they're different parts of Florida. They're maybe in the.
Well,
80s.
yes.
I've heard the Florida Southern accent.
There's Southern
It's
Georgia.
horrifying.
Then there's the middle wang, and then there's the bottom
This was
wang.
Central Florida, yes. So maybe their Southerners were different than. The point is though is that they're messing with the new kids in town, and the head of the bullies is played by James Spader. But they didn't count on the fact that these two kids had been given serious training by their army dad when he was still alive. Like he would have them get up and do physical training each morning. So they're not completely helpless.
I promise, Jesse, that at some point this year, one of the films that I'm going to throw into the list of movies for the members to decide what we watch on Monday is going to be The Room. Because I haven't seen it yet, and if you guys want me to watch it, I will watch The Room.
Oh, it's something else. I'll tell you that.
It's a thing.
But
it's a thing, yeah.
Eric Stoltz was in this movie too. Actually, remember him?
Oh, Rocky Dennis, The Mask.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we might be talking about that at some point.
In an alternate universe, he would have been in
Back to the Future.
Been in Back to the Future. Yeah.
So, Boomer, is this a documentary? It's feeling like one, isn't it? It's a Ken Burns. We should have the zoom in, the zoom in and out.
I don't know, guys.
Look at these covers, huh?
You
like
pay
that
close
cover?
attention. You pay close attention to these last calls. It's kind of a documentary of my life.
All right, so I recommend The New Kids. It's not bad. It's like a thriller with high school students, and Lori Loughlin. We all love her, right?
I love Lori Loughlin. Yeah.
I thought you might know what this was. Maria's Lovers. This looks like another canon historical, but not really.
I have never even heard of
Natasha
this movie.
Kinski
Nope,
is in
me neither.
this.
But Natasha Kinski, I must see this movie. I must see this movie.
I always thought
According
she was
to-
really pretty.
Right?
According
Yes.
to Wikipedia, it's a
You
19...
no, Netter, you don't even understand. For Pubescent Troy, she was coming into vogue at just the puberty time.
Yeah.
Plus cable,
Yeah, I could see
plus VCR. I'm just saying.
Thank you, deleted scenes.
Wasn't she in Tess of the D'Urbervilles too?
She might have been. I think she was married to Liam Neeson, if I'm not mistaken.
He's one lucky Irish.
Well, he was until unfortunately she died in a skiing accident. He was very distraught. He's not remarried since, actually.
No, that wasn't Natasha Kinski who died.
Natasha Kinski?
Yeah, no.
It's Natasha somebody. Now I got to look this up. Okay.
Yeah, no. His wife that died in the skiing accident was not Natasha Kinski.
I apologize. I confused it with somebody else. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Forget what I said. This is why we have Troy here to correct me.
Yes, Sin. That movie I know. I saw that movie repeatedly on cable.
The plot.
Yes.
See, the plot follows a soldier returning from World War II who marries a woman of his dreams, but he is unable to consummate his marriage, ruining the couple's chances of shared happiness.
Was this a situation where he was injured in war?
Yes, he was psychologically scarred after spending time in a Japanese prison camp.
Dude, I saw this movie. No. I did not see this movie. I heard about this movie and wanted to see it, and this one fell off my radar. I'm going to have to check this out. Yeah.
Yes, I know it's not the same girl, Sin. I made a mistake. Who was married to Liam Neeson then? Was Natasha...
Hendrick? No. That wasn't Hendricks.
Never mind. This is going to drive me crazy. Liam...
I'm too blotto to remember details.
Wife.
I know.
Natasha Richardson. Natasha Richardson. Okay, well, this is a double fail for me tonight. Anyway.
And
Natasha
that was one
Richardson.
of those, like we had like 3 or 4 celebrities that died in skiing accidents. Like, guys, if you can't avoid the trees, don't fucking ski, for crying out loud.
It was actually very tragic, but that's not Natasha Richardson. Natasha Kinski. Let's move on to...
Yes.
Before I embarrass myself further, Witness.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology.
No, you did okay, honey, in 34 years.
Wait a minute. Is this
This is an awesome movie.
I remember this.
This was of course
Ford
Harrison
turns
Ford.
Amish for the part because he has to go.
Well,
undercover.
no. He goes and lives among the Amish.
Yes.
He's going undercover as an
Yes.
Amish person so he doesn't stick
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And what's an interesting little tidbit is that all the carpentry work that Harrison Ford was doing in the film was done by him.
It was done by him. There was a barn raising, and he did all the work. Everything that, the plans and everything, he did that.
Because he used to be a carpenter.
He was a carpenter, yes. Before he became an actor, he was a carpenter. He was a set builder when he was discovered. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Does he build anything in this when he's with the Amish? Is he helping raise a barn or something?
Yes.
He makes like a birdhouse or something.
He makes a
too.
birdhouse. And Harrison Ford, the actor, he made that birdhouse that you see in that movie. Yes, seriously.
Yeah,
believe...
and the whole reason why he becomes undercover Amish is because there's a little boy who's in the Amish community who witnessed a murder.
Yes.
Or a hit. And he's there to protect the boy and flesh out the ones that are trying to get him.
So you guys can rip on me about my gaydar, okay? But I had a thing for Kelly McGillis.
She's in this, yes.
Back in, she'd been in Top Gun, and then she was in this, and she was very much in this. All of her was in this. Well, okay. I mean, just, the top half, but that's enough. That is enough. And I was, wow. But yeah, Kelly McGillis kind of started batting for the other team. So it's like, wow. Missed that one. Didn't understand that one, but yeah. Witness, great movie, great soundtrack, pulled some great music. Kelly McGillis taking a bath. Let me just say, the Amish girl doesn't mind being creeped on. Just saying. Again, kind of got a type,
Good movie, classic thriller, I think. But yeah, remember there's a scene
almost like a kind of like a police procedural, kind of. But,
yeah. I remember there's this one scene where some tourists are making fun of the Amish and putting smudging ice cream in their face because the Amish
and Harrison Ford just beats the crap out of him because he's not really Amish. Amish are pacifists, so they'll just as funny as it is, there's a lot of truth in the song "Amish Paradise" by Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al Yankovic, yeah.
I said Big Al.
Big Al Yankovic. I like that. But listen to that song. It's a parody of Gangsta's Paradise, but he's got a lot of jokes in there about real aspects of Amish life. I think I've mentioned many.
He might have done research. Yeah.
Well, no, I think I've mentioned a bunch of times that I have family that lives in Ohio, which is literally right in, Mansfield, Ohio is right in Amish country, and so we always used to go into Amish country to do a lot of shopping. Those people, when this country completely falls apart, they will still be keeping this country alive. That's all.
Yeah, because they don't depend on things that we all depend on.
Depend
no
on
electronics.
Technology. They don't give a crap about your woke bull crap. Just
we could learn a lot about them about building houses, probably. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. And like I said,
community, right? Everything I say about community here, I kind of have been inspired by the Amish. But anyway, Witness, great movie. You guys really should think about checking out this movie. Absolutely. Yeah. Really quick, I want to say hi to Tim Hayes. Haven't seen you here in a while, my friend, but you are good people, and I'm so glad you are a member of this channel. Super appreciate you, man.
You ready for the big one?
The Breakfast Club. Hey, 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 hey! Ooh, don't you forget about me.
You're going to get... Wait, watch out. It's a melody.
I know, I'm going to get hit on this. Yeah.
Billy Idol does a great cover of that song.
I know. If I sing it too well, I'll get hit with a copyright claim.
Oh, no. The whole stream will be taken down because you're doing...
Yeah, I did that, too. I was doing a David Bowie song over on...
Latino Slant?
Latino Slant, way back when. And his whole channel got taken down. I'm like, I'll take that as a compliment. Sorry, Latino Slant.
This is where you have they're all there at school for detention on a Saturday, and you have these 5 teens from different, I guess, social strata in the high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Like you have the jock, you have the preppy princess there, you have the basket case, Ali Sheedy. I do need
to the nerd.
I do need to back up for a second.
The nerd, the jock, the princess. Was it the troublemaker and the outcast?
Yeah.
Booger says, I never thought Kelly was all that good looking, but seeing her lately, she has gone. Yeah, no, she has gone. She hit a friggin' wall, but
well, she got older. That's what happened.
She had great boobs.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say, Booger. She had great boobs.
Anyway, though, but yeah, here's the Breakfast Club, and Enigma Sever says Breakfast Club was classic. I watched the full version on Saturday morning while everyone slept. Loved that movie. Yeah, I guess it made the rounds on cable too. This is just
This is another one of those movies where I know all the filming locations because it's local to me.
Yeah,
which was pretty cool. And yeah, this was a movie where you literally had all the stereotypes of your high school cliques kind of covered. So there was somebody in this movie that represented you, absolutely. And I was probably the Anthony Michael Hall in this movie, I think.
Hard to believe the nerdy little guy on the middle grew up to be that handsome guy in the Dead Zone TV show.
He grew up to be fucking buff.
I was watching something where I don't know what
It was a
show he
TV
on.
series.
Yeah, it was a TV series that he's on. And I happened to look up and I'm like, he looks really familiar. And then, how the beginning
he had that, like, chiseled jaw kind of thing. And, like,
right, but you know how in the beginning of a TV show, it'll show the person's name, like, in this case, Anthony Michael Hall. And I'm going, no freaking way. And I looked him up, I'm like, dang, he got good looking.
Right.
He got hot. He went from geek to hot.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, wrong words. He went from little tiny skinny scrawny nerdy to really hot.
So speaking of
he was in the latest season of Reacher.
So was he? Okay. So Molly Ringwald, okay, beautiful girl, right? Remember the girl that I had 3 girlfriends, right? Mm-hmm. And one of them turned out to be a lesbian. Was a spitting image of Molly Ringwald. So, I don't know. I'm just oversharing about my backstory. I cannot imagine The Breakfast Club being remade to... Oh, fuck. Please don't. But I wish... No, you know what, though? I do feel like there should be a movie like The Breakfast Club for, subsequent generations. I think every generation needs a movie like The Breakfast Club.
The girl that you dated that turned out to be a lesbian, she only did that after you broke up with her when she realized that no one would ever be like you.
That's why she's my girl. That's why she's my girl, right? She was okay. I had 3 girlfriends. Well, I had more than 3 girlfriends, but 3 serious girlfriends in my lifetime, and of the 3, she was the only one that thought I was worth anything. That's why I'm with her 34 years later. Yep.
Geekflag says this movie really resonated with me because I had Saturday detention. It was totally unjust. I got Saturday detention for beating up a bully. Well, yeah, it sucks.
So I would have had the exact same situation, but my story is a little different. I got into a fight with a bully and literally did not fight back. I literally did not fight back because it was a week before homecoming. And I had a date, and she had bought she was one of 3, by the way. Not the Molly Ringwald looking one. And I did not want to get expelled. So get into this fight. He beats the crap out of me. Go to the principal's office, and I'm like, I didn't even throw a friggin' swing. And it's like, well, we could call the cops and file a report. And my mom looks at his mom and says, I'm taking him into the doctor. And I'm going to have a bunch of scans done. And you're going to pay for every single one of them. Mm-hmm. Which, of course, was all covered by insurance. I'm admitting to fraud here, aren't I? Never mind. So
the statute of limitations was over a long time ago.
Well, that is true. So
I never actually collected anything.
I ended up getting a free stereo out of this. Just saying. But anyway,
stereos are nice. Just a movie like this.
It was a really cool stereo. It had lots of blinky lights, and I used to listen to it.
I miss the blinky lights.
I know, right?
They need to bring that back.
I would turn off all the lights and be listening to the music, and my mom would come in. She'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm listening to music. You okay? Yeah, it's just really cool. She's like, "Okay," and she'd leave me alone.
It's like I don't need the lights on to listen.
Right, and the pretty blinky lights were cool.
Mark Dahley says, like this, just a movie like this would be great. Notice how diverse the list of 85 movies was. We got action, drama, comedy, science fiction. We need that back. I agree, because you just got there was all kinds of movies you got back then, just in a span of a month.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to. If you're done with Breakfast Club.
You know what? We have gotten way past the point where I should probably do a quick station identification and a promo for the week.
Go do that, yeah.
Let me go ahead and do that before we go on to the next one.
Sounds
Guys,
like a plan.
Stay with me. 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
I'm going to get some water.
Time to
Right
go
back.
potty.
You are watching Last Call, streaming every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Come on in, pull up a chair, and have a drink with us.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, Big Al presents the 1981 screwball comedy Zorro the Gay Blade. Big Al presents Films with Friends, Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, on Big Al Presents.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Papa Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it somewhere else, but Boomer and Pacelli put a spin on it you likely won't hear anywhere else. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
This week on Live from Sparkwood and 21, we'll be taking a drive down David Lynch's Lost Highway. Link to the off-platform live feed of the feature will be provided in the commentary stream chat. Join us this Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates.
With the chance of ever returning to Auron gone, Callie is feeling alone and vulnerable. Then, an alien life force reaches out to her mind from its tomb in space. It's Sarcophagus. This Tuesday on Last Call presents Blake 7 at 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern.
It's Thursday night, and Netters Network talks to the streamers who have everybody talking. It's Thursday Things, Thursdays at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netters Network. And I am too blotto to find it. Netter, if you can bring it up, that's fine. But FKC 2005, also known as Tim, welcome. You're over on Netter's channel. Welcome. So glad you are here. And we are going to continue on.
Do you think the Anthony Michael Hall nerd character in this was watching Blake 7? I bet he was. And this is his character.
I'd like to think so.
Welcome, Lady Miss, to the chat. Always good to see you.
Well, she was actually the first person to comment.
Never mind.
But she hasn't been commenting for a little while, so
okay,
fair enough.
Yep, found it.
Into the Night.
The jury is still out.
Oh, damn. This is one of those movies I know I saw, but I don't remember a single thing about it.
I saw it a few years ago. This has Jeff Goldblum as the leading man and a young Michelle Pfeiffer. And I liked the two of them in this. And I Jeff Goldblum's odd because he's like this actor that can be both the nerd and the leading man or both at the same time. So it's I really like this movie. This was a John Landis movie. It's kind of a thriller. The main character in this, he has insomnia. I think he comes home from work early one day to see his wife is messing around with another man, so he kind of doesn't want to sleep in the house that night or something.
Oh, David Bowie was in it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's and then there's terrorism, and he gets mixed up with Michelle Pfeiffer, who's kind of a reckless woman.
I'm sorry, her name was there. Get out of my dreams. Get into the night. Wait. No, that's not the lyrics.
I don't think that's from this movie, but
no. He's playing around. I dig where you're going with that.
Dan Aykroyd has a cameo in this. Actually, he's I think he's Jeff Goldblum's boss at his company.
Doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah,
it's like this really dull meeting they're having, and I think he's in charge of it. But no, I mean I had a lot of fun with this, and I like these two together. Michelle Pfeiffer, I have to say, this was probably early in her career. She's on fire here. Really like her, and like Jeff Goldblum too.
Let's face it, Michelle Pfeiffer, friggin' hot. Again, I've got a type.
Yes.
But she was really going after it when she first started.
Yeah.
And I think very well. She started out her career strong, and she knew what she was doing. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, and it's a thriller because I think there's some terrorism.
She wanted a cool writer, Enigma Severus. Let me just say, absolutely.
Yeah, I recommend Into the Night if you haven't seen it. It's worth checking out. I think, yeah. But yeah. In fact, let's move on to the Mean Season. I didn't know anything about this
I'm
movie.
seeing two people in this poster that I really, really like. So.
Yeah. So Kurt Russell and Hemingway's daughter, right?
Mariel Hemingway.
Yeah.
I liked everything she was ever in. So yeah.
So it's a thriller film. I think it involves a serial killer and a reporter for the Miami Herald. It looks interesting.
I do have to admit, I've never seen this movie. No.
This might be on my to-watch list. But Lalo Schifrin wrote the score to this movie, and I think are we going to be talking about him on Sunday, I believe?
Very possibly.
Yeah, I know that we had some famous composer pass away recently. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, we didn't see it, so we're going to move on. Did anyone in the chat see this? Okay.
Yeah, tell us if you know anything about the Mean Season.
My dad wouldn't let me see the Mean Season. Oh, I saw this and totally forgot about it. Says Sin Squatter. Fair
there
enough.
You go.
This
flew under a lot of people's radar.
Yeah, I don't know it.
Okay. All right. Maybe it's one of these.
If both Sin and Deleted didn't see it,
well,
I don't feel too bad.
Forgot about it. Maybe it's not that good, but sometimes I find movies that were not considered good back in the 80s at the time hold up a lot better now.
In a way, guys, this list between last week and this week, and we're probably going to be next week too.
Yeah.
Keep track of the movies that you haven't seen. Maybe add them to your list to watch. See if they're out there on your various streaming services.
Keep in mind that this is what people were watching 40 years ago. 40-year anniversary on all this.
I am so damn old.
I know.
Shit,
but I don't know. The 80s were fascinating because I remember living in the 80s. If I could describe it to y'all, at least as a kid, it felt like everything was popping.
Yeah, it was really the time where
technology was making leaps. Yeah,
a lot of things were just aces back then.
No, it wasn't perfect because trust me, there were other bad things. But you'll notice a lot of these movies feature nasty bullies in them because that was a thing the kids had to deal with back in the day. But I assume they still do.
Turk 182. Oh damn!
Do you know this one? Because I didn't, but it's a Bob Clark movie, so I need to watch it because I do like Bob Clark.
This is one that everyone should really add to their list of movies to watch. In fact, Deleted and Sin. If you guys haven't done review films of this, I would love to see that. This is a good movie.
Yeah, and
who's in this again?
Is it? Let me find out. Is it Bob Clark directed it? I have a question. Is this a comedy or is this Turk 182, filmed by Bob Clark and Timothy Hutton?
Yeah,
Robert Urich, Kim Cattrall.
Oh, Kim Cattrall.
Peter
yeah,
Boyle?
She was really coming into her own in the mid 80s, so no doubt about that.
This is one of the first movies to get a PG-13 rating. Isn't that interesting? Okay.
Yes, it was an early PG-13 type of film. Yeah, absolutely.
Turk 182 was a great movie. I need to watch it. I do like Bob Clark.
It absolutely is.
So
I remember it being pretty intense and a good film. I don't remember details about it though.
To Vision Quest.
In room as the music starts, strangers making the most of the dark.
So
that's one that I would really. I never thought to do a Madonna song in karaoke. Well, except the parody, Like a Surgeon. I did, but Crazy for You is my favorite Madonna song. And I actually could probably sing that song.
So this is Matthew Modine, as we can see, and I believe that's Linda Florentino. Is that Fiorentino?
We just watched that as a members night at the movies. I'd say, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? on my channel. That was God. I love that movie. I love that movie. Yeah. It's about a high school wrestler who has felt that it was all too easy for him all 4 years. So in his 4th year, he decides to drop a weight class to take on somebody from another school who is like
gargantuan.
Yeah. He goes to see him working out, and he's carrying like a telephone pole on his shoulders, walking up the bleachers, to work out.
Wow.
Yeah. And Linda Fiorentino says to him, "Why do you want to drop a weight class? Don't you want to fight someone who's like really big and strong?" He goes, No. Big does not equal strong. He said, it's this weight class that is like optimum, and that's where I want to be.
Interesting.
So he goes on a serious crash diet where he like really, it's not the wisest of diets, but he's got his goal and he's going after it. And it's, great soundtrack. Crazy For You by Madonna. Only the Young by Journey. I mean, incredible damn soundtrack. And Linda Fiorentino. Woo! I don't usually go for brunettes, but when they're Italian, you just say.
I think REO Speedwagon was on this, but they weren't on the actual soundtrack CD that came out.
Yeah. I remember they had a song that was in the movie but wasn't on the soundtrack, and I forget which song that was. Yeah,
gotcha.
Good point.
Okay, but Vision Quest, check it out.
Oh, love this movie. Yeah, check it out.
I have been looking for this one, Enigma Severus says. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, you think these are all obscure films, but these are actually not obscure films. And I think what happened back in the 80s was things were more even. You could have a movie like this and a movie like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I think this movie kind of said to a young Troy, a girl in a Dago tee, maybe not wearing a bra, height of sexy. Just saying.
The poster reminds me of Dirty Dancing. It does kind of, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is it like a neon thing? Is that what it is?
No. It's the sepia kind of thing. Yeah.
All right. Maybe it's the same studio.
Another movie with a really great soundtrack. Just saying. Yeah.
Moving on to...
Wait. I wanted to see what Wilkie was saying. I was going to say great soundtrack. Yeah, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Well, no, I see. The funny thing was we're watching this movie. All these songs are just... And I'm just shooting out who sang these songs. I love these songs. And I was like, I just realized... Wow, if you didn't buy this soundtrack and were really into it like I was, you didn't know like half of these songs because they weren't released and played on the radio or whatever.
The Sure Thing.
Oh, I love this movie too.
Yes.
I love this movie too.
John Cusack, and hold on, who's in that with him? Hold on. Give me a moment. The Sure Thing, though. This is another, not a teen comedy, but I guess a college comedy because he's in college at the time, right? Yeah. And John Cusack, Daphne Zuniga. Daphne Zuniga. That's what it is.
Was she the one that was in... Oh, she was in a bunch of things, wasn't she? She was in The Fly 2, and she was in a bunch of other things. Yeah.
Nicolette Sheridan
plays
the Sure Thing. So he's been guaranteed a sure thing if he can get out to California. If you catch my drift.
So Nicolette Sheridan, most of you guys probably know her from Desperate Housewives, but this was way, way earlier when she was, well, let's face it, way, way hotter.
I kind of liked her on Desperate Housewives. I'll say that
she was okay. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah. But yeah. So. They both need to get to California, so they end up, okay, we're going to hitch together. Remember there's a scene where...
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I do have to back up. Linda Fiorentino was in 4 movies in 1985, including Gotcha. We did a rewatch of Gotcha. I can't remember if it was on my channel or if it was on Netter's channel or if it was on Big Al's channel, but I love that movie. Gotcha where I want you. It's too late to turn back now. Gotcha Oh, I love that movie. That was one of the movies that I was talking about that was like based on, it wasn't paintball. It was like, I don't remember. It was like shooting darts or something. It was this college game where they're trying to take each other out. And it ends up becoming like a little more serious than that. But yeah. Yeah. Sure thing. This was one of those ones that I got as a screener at that video store that I worked at, and guys, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it.
Is this an opposites attract movie? Because he's like the party guy, and she's the straight-laced A student.
A little bit. Yeah. There's a little bit of a coming-of-age sort of feel to it.
Yeah.
Not literally, but figuratively.
And I don't know. It's kind of a sweet love story at the end of the movie, I think. And I like these two together.
Enigma brings up Grosse Pointe Blank, another good John Cusack film. Yeah.
Yeah, but this was one of his big ones in the 80s, and it still holds up. I think
Nicola Sheridan was, well, let's face it, she was the marketing element. Look at that poster, damn it. You know?
Yeah, and he's going to meet up with her because the guy who played Dr. Green on ER, and he was in Revenge of the Nerds, says, hey, come out here to California. I know she's a sure thing. You know?
Yeah.
But they end up hitchhiking along the way. And actually, there's this neat scene where she ends up getting, I think, with this other guy in a car, and he doesn't. He's like, because they had a fight. But then this other guy turns out to be dangerous. But then he manages to rescue her by acting crazier than the guy who kidnapped her, and then he leaves them both behind. So he kind of saves her. It's kind of a funny scene, but you know.
That was the other movie I was trying to think of, Booger. Thank you so much. Tag. Yes.
Was Tag this year?
No, I'm not sure it was that this year, but it was in that. In that genre.
Anyway, good comedy movie. I enjoyed it, and it's kind of them having to drive across to California and during their, I guess, Christmas break, right? Yeah. Cusack blocked me on Twitter, so I quit paying attention. Well,
what did you do?
No, he's got a lot of opinions these days. If you know what I'm saying.
He does. A lot of these celebrity tards do.
All right, moving on to
Ghoulies. Another one that I got a screener for when I was at the video store. Highly recommended. We get at least one of these in the video store. Kind of low budget horror movie, but I loved it. I love this movie. I think the Big Al did a rewatch of this.
Yeah, he did Critters. I had mentioned he should do Ghoulies. I don't know if he did, but maybe that'll be next year.
I thought he did.
This is another one of these movies where it starts out, and I'm seeing like a bunch of like devil worshippers, and like they're in this underground thing, and I'm like, is this medieval times or is this modern California? That's what I was trying to figure out.
Honestly, I don't see what the difference is.
Ropes and everything, and it turns out no, it's modern California. And they're like like she doesn't want her son getting sacrificed, so she gives him to one of the hooded guys, and he runs out with him and says, "Okay, well, you'll have to be the sacrifice." So I guess his mom gets killed, and they're these demon things that I guess are called ghoulies. And then the son grows up to be an adult, and he's in college, and then he decides, "Oh, what's this old book of black magic my deceased father left behind?" And shenanigans ensue, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Including shenanigans in toilets. This was a whole series, by the way. They made a few of these. Ghoulies, the B-Flick Classic. There was a Ghoulies Goes to College. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I don't think
like a fraternity having a prank war, and the Ghoulies show up. Oh no, it's something else. But I don't know. If you're looking for a great Gremlins knockoff, you can't go wrong with Ghoulies, right? Is it mean to say it's a Gremlins knockoff?
Kinda. I think there was a lot of films like that fit that criteria. Absolutely.
Critters, that might be another one. But maybe I'm being. But I like them both. I don't know. It's fun. It has this one character in it who's called Toad Boy, and he's at the party, and he says, "What do you want, Toad Boy?" And he's like, "I want the sweet meat." And it's like, I assume he's talking about women. That's a weird thing to say. Anyway, I remember the Ghoulies posters at the Hollywood Videos. Okay, yeah, I mean this was a big one. You go on a Hollywood Video, you see this.
I did want to mention real quick. I just started, and I went insane. I don't expect to actually have this happen, but I did set a goal. If I can get 50 super chats in the next hour, and I don't think the stream is even going to go a full hour, I will do a Rumble exclusive karaoke party.
Oh, wow.
If you guys are interested. Just
yeah, because we won't be shut down if people are singing over there.
Exactly.
You want to sing some of these songs, I can tell.
I know, I kind of do. But at the same time, I'm setting a ridiculous goal that I don't expect to hit.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Back then, I worried about what came out of the toilet. Today, I'm worried about what goes in. Oh my gosh!
Question for your goal thing: is it any amount for the super chat?
Yeah, I just said number of super chats.
Are there even 50 people in the chat? Well, there might be.
I don't know. You could do like a bunch of 99.
Anyway.
Super Jazz.
Maybe I could carry over to tomorrow night too. We'll see. Anyway, but moving on to.
No, I set a 1 hour goal.
1 hour. Okay, so 1 hour. Okay, so
Missing in Action 2. The first movie was really good. Was the second movie good?
I didn't see it, but it's a prequel. That's what I know about it. And this has Chuck Norris in it. And this, I guess, is this Vietnam era, as I recall?
Dude, Chuck Norris was in it. That's all you need to know, guys.
Yeah, back then he was the guy.
Yes. Yeah, he still is.
Well, he's still the guy, yes. But back then, he was in a lot of these canon action movies. You notice on this list, we get a few of these canon. Remember we did a canon films stream a few years ago, but I didn't touch on some of these that we're talking about tonight. Missing in Action 2. Look at that. Only I have to.
Yes. Well, you absolutely would, dude. You absolutely would. That's the whole idea. Absolutely.
I hated the second Missing in Action. Well, it's a prequel. I don't like prequels.
Oh, dude, here we go. You guys are trying to make it happen. $5. YouTube sucks. Yeah, that's why we're gonna do it on Rumble. Absolutely. I'll do the fundraiser on YouTube, and then fuck Rumble. Fuck YouTube. We'll go to Rumble.
Hey. Anyways, the first Missing Action was a great movie.
Oh, I think I just said 3 F words. That means I'm probably getting demonetized.
I thought it was only a problem in the first 15 minutes.
I don't know if that's really true.
Yeah, Connie Cleary gave $1.99 super chat.
Oh, that was nice.
There you go. Oh, thank you so much. Guys, you guys are really trying. To hit 50 is ridiculous. I would go easy on the dollar value and go like 99 cents, on each one.
Look though. Okay, so no one likes this movie. Moving on to Mask.
I saw this movie with my mother. This one, well, she was a big a Cher fan.
Yeah.
And this movie really does hit you in the feels, right? This was Eric Stoltz.
Mm-hmm. Kind of unrecognizable.
Yeah. So we watched a couple weeks back on Deleted Scenes channel. We watched The Elephant Man. This is kind of like a modern day. Again, also based on a real person, Rocky Dennis. So this was one of those ones where we saw this movie, very moved by it, so we started doing the research to find out, the real story about Rocky Dennis. It's just heartbreaking. It's a really good story.
I think one of my favorite parts in the movie is when he's talking to this blind girl that's there, and she's never seen anything. She's been blind since birth. And they're in a kitchen, and he gives her a potato that's hot. And she's like, ow. He goes, that's red. When it cools off, it'll be pink. Then he gives her an ice cube. He goes, this is blue.
Right.
And she's like, I get it. I understand.
And he gives her cotton. He says, this is billowy. Like clouds,
Geek Flag Renee says that you and I should do a duet. And JPRPH1 did a 99-cent. I'm not sure if that's a super sticker.
Oh, that's what I was trying to find. Yeah. Okay.
A white unicorn with rainbow hair. Fair enough.
So I think that's a sticker.
And Geek Flag with Nate knows. Troy, you and Netter should do a duet. Yes, absolutely.
I got you,
Thank
babe.
you guys so much.
Because of Cher. I'm just saying. Of course,
I
maybe not,
got
they ended up
you to
divorced.
hold my hand. I got you to understand.
Okay, I don't know why it's not counting them all because we have
Because it's like it doesn't count super stickers and it doesn't count things on other channels. It doesn't matter. We can count them up ourselves later on.
What I'm saying is like Geek Flag has a couple in here, and I think it's only counting like one instance of each one.
It doesn't matter. We'll count them. We'll count them manually. That's fine.
JPRPH1 says Doomacorn from Doomcock's Friday Night Frolics. Interesting. That must be a thing.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So Mask though, tearjerker.
Yeah, that's that. I have talked about this with Doomcock. He and I kind of both do Friday nights, and it's like, I'll do Wednesdays for you. I got my own stream on Fridays.
Hey, look at that though. This was a tearjerker, right? This was a true story, as I recall. It
really was, and it was based on a true story. It absolutely was. I want to say Sam.
Is it like an Elephant Man thing, or is this something? Or is that something else?
It is very much like Elephant Man. He has the same
disease, right?
We don't know for sure what Joseph Merrick what disease he had. We do know what the genetic disease that Rocky Dennis had.
Right.
We assume they're probably very similar.
Right.
Yeah. Great story. So yeah, we haven't talked enough about this. So she is I don't want to call her a hippie. She was more of a biker. She hung out with bikers and she got pregnant, and I don't even know if she knew who the father was. And he's born with this, this skeletal muscular disease that caused his face to be, they thought of him as like having the face of a lion or whatever. It was very painful, very problematic, very very similar to the situation of Joseph Merrick, the Elephant Man, but only in his head did he suffer with this particular skeletal muscular
right.
problem.
The rest of him was he could walk and sleep normal
and there is this real. Sorry, I get real emotional about this particular movie. He has this dream of visiting all these different places, and he's got this map of the United States where he's got all these places that he wants to go, and he dies very young, and his mom has this scene where she's putting all the pins back where he had wanted to go. It's just heartbreaking. You really should think about seeing this movie if you haven't seen it.
Okay, and a Geek Flag with Nate says, if I do a big enough super check, can we watch Some Kind of Wonderful on Monday? He really wants to watch that film.
You know what?
it's a good one.
Bring that up when I'm a little more sober, or send a DM to Natter, and we'll. See
I think that's an 85, isn't it?
Huh?
That's an 85, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think we discussed that last week, yeah. But yeah, Mask. Was that I think it was a Best Picture contender, maybe even a winner. I'm not sure.
It should have been.
Yeah.
It absolutely should have been. That one was a great movie.
I think it's only counting $5 super chat. Geek Flag says, "'Twas a good one," says Enigma Severus. Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, no.
Oh, we're still counting each one.
Okay.
Thanks for encouraging me on that. Netter, I need you to do a physical count.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay, thank you, because it's only counted 3 of them, and I don't know what the hell.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do this manually.
Lost in America. I remember the title. I don't know anything about this
Okay,
movie.
is this the one where they go to the casino and bet all their savings and they lose it? because they're
I don't know.
live on. We're gonna get an RV and live.
Three effers with their heads in the sand. I don't know what the
Albert Brooks. I think it was a comedy. Does anyone else in the chat seen this? I think I've heard of this. I've not seen it, but I think they decide they don't want to live the yuppie lifestyle and they quit their jobs and they're going to go on the road in America and see them and then I think at the end of the movie they end up going back to their old jobs with a pay cut.
I will encourage anybody, if you get the chance to go on a road trip to see America, do it. I don't care what socioeconomic strata you're in, but you know, if you're a particularly wealthy person, be thankful for that. That's a blessing, you know, just saying.
Some Kind of Wonderful was 1987. Well, then I'm sorry, Geek Flag, it can't be considered. I'm joking. I'm joking.
No. Netter will write that down, and we'll find a way.
Maybe in 2 years. Maybe in 2 years. No, I'm sorry. I'm messing with you.
On. Netter will write that down, and we'll work it into the rotation somehow. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Besides, with what you've already put in, I think you've more than paid for the movie.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. You son G.
Well, there's a lot of generosity in the chat tonight. Thank you all.
Absolutely. The greatest adventure ever born, baby. I did see this.
This is a dinosaur movie, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Like a baby brontosaurus or something.
It was. You may know more about this than I do because you probably have the IMDb open or something.
Yeah, I can look it up.
I feel like this was one of those Nkili Mbembe type, you know, sightings of a crypto brachiosaur type of dinosaur in Africa type story.
Yes.
Was I right? Yeah.
Baby Secret of the Lost Legend. Adventure fantasy film plot during expedition to Central Africa, paleontologist Dr. Susan Matthews Loomis and her husband George Loomis attempt to track down the evidence of a local monster legend, the monster which the local natives refer to as Mokili
Mbembe. Yes.
Okay, shares many characteristics with the
I did see this movie. That's where I first became aware of the cryptid called Nkili Mbembe. This idea that there is a sauropod you know, that is, you know, existed since the dinosaur era. It's still somewhere in Africa. God, I kind of wish that Big Al was still here because he's the big cryptid guy. Real quick, I want to say hi to Daniel Barry's Sports Highlights. Great channel. Make sure you're subscribed to him. Happy Friday, everybody. Salute, my friend. Thank you so much. He's a great supporter, always coming by and encouraging me for liquid lunch.
May I suggest something for your goal thing?
Yes.
Instead of it being 50 super chats, how about the equivalent to $50? Because we're already at 22.
That's nice. Yeah. If you can get me to $50, I would do it. I don't need to. YouTube doesn't own me. I could do it however I choose.
And I'm also including a $2 super chat that Geek Flag put in much earlier in the stream before you did this. So
I dig it. I dig it. Netter, I'm counting on you to keep track of the
and if you get to at least 25, you'll at least burp the alphabet for the... I'm kidding. Okay. Anyway.
E, D, E, F, G.
You know, this was a Disney movie.
Ruby Hooves gifted membership.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah, maybe YouTube doesn't count that, but you can absolutely count that. FYI, there's still a giant lizard in Africa, the 55,000 square mile jungle, and they are considered dinosaurs. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I am interested in cryptids. I don't know too much about them. In our community, as far as I know, Big Al is the expert.
But this was a Disney movie.
Was it? I didn't
another
even
Buena
realize
Vista
that.
release, yeah. I don't know if it had the official Disney label on it, but it was definitely a Buena Vista Pictures release. Baby was a good movie. Dino still out
the alphabet. What was that? There was a movie that a guy could, what was it? Fart the theme to Jaws or something like that. And he was only able to get out like 2 notes or something like that. I don't know.
Somebody light a match near his butt, and then it turns to towering inferno.
That would have been
I'm
cool.
sorry.
That would have been cool.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And I don't know if we said
Chester,
hello to
I don't know if
Chester
I said hi to you earlier.
I was just saying that.
Yeah, I don't know if I said hi to you earlier, but I did see you in Liquid Lunch today, so thank you for joining us this evening. Baby was a good movie. Dino still out in Congo jungle. Yeah. See, this is not a lost memory. Number of us saw this movie. There you go.
Okay, so
Miss Ruby, whose gifted membership were $29.
Cool.
20 guys, we're more than halfway there.
But now we have to talk about the
don't go generous on the super chats. Just go cheap and help us get to the 50 of them.
Look.
So remind me about. Okay, so here's the problem with the Friday the 13th, and I don't know how much you consider this a problem, but there were so many Friday the 13th movies, I forget
what
one movie that. So this is
New part
beginning.
5, A New Beginning.
Was this after Tommy Jarvis chopped him up?
Yeah, this is after part 4 where he gets killed and Marie pretends to be little Jacen when he shaves his head off or whatever. And this is after all that. This is after
So fill me in so I can, because I know I saw this movie. I just don't remember.
I've not seen this movie, but I can tell you the plot. I believe the plot is there's a killer, but it's a Jacen impersonator. It's not actually Jacen in this movie. It's some guy
it's one of those. You think
pretending
it's Jacen,
to be Jacen.
And then you get to the end.
This is why people get angry, because they say it's not really a Jacen movie, because it was some guy pretending to be Jacen doing the killing.
Gotcha.
As I recall, was there Insane Asylum in this movie too? I don't remember.
Probably.
It's been a while. But
and
$1.99.
thank you, JPRPH1, for the $1.99 super chat. We're now at $31.
So but anyway, this was the new beginning, though. Like, you thought it was the final chapter, and now it's the new beginning.
Well, what are you going to call your movie after the final chapter? You got to.
Sometimes endings are new beginnings, right? Let's be honest here. I'm going to say something controversial, and I don't care. I think Friday the 13th ends after part 4. I think part 4 is it, and then everything else is a bit of nonsense. You haven't become Zombie Jacen or Frankenstein Jacen in part 6, where the lightning strikes and brings them to life. Makes no sense.
I'm going to push back on you because way back, I would say right around Friday the 13th part 3 in 3D. 3D was like a big thing in that year. I remember them saying that they were shooting for 13 episodes. So I wanted to friggin' see 13 episodes. I was like, yes, Friday the 13th, part 13 will be the last one. I want to see it. That was my...
Did they get to number 13?
I don't think they did.
I know there was the one where he went to space.
That was 10, I think.
Oh, no.
I don't think they
that had cast from the Andromeda, Eugene Roddenberry's Andromeda show were in that. Like, it was weird. But it was before they shot Andromeda, so I don't know if they were under contract. You can't be on Andromeda unless you're in this movie. Maybe in the movie Parasite, endings are new beginnings. Sorry. Okay, funny.
Yeah.
Look, man, I don't know.
I have literally all of the Friday the 13th movies. I'm not even sure I've seen them all, but I have them all on DVD.
I have the DVD set of the first 4, and that's enough for me. Okay, and they come with little 3D glasses for part 3.
You're a quitter, then, is what I would say.
No, I don't need to be. Listen to me, Jacen Goes to Manhattan. You remember that one? Remember up on the roof with the boxer?
I did. He punches the guy's head off. I love that.
He doesn't just punch the guy's head off. First, he says, "Give it your best shot." And Jacen,
the news.
And then the head falls down into a dumpster, and then the dumpster lid slams down on top of it, closing it. It's ridiculous.
Nate is speaking directly to my heart. He's absolutely right. I saw Jacen in space. I think that was Jacen X or Jacen 10.
Yes.
There's a scene in there. It is probably one of the best Jacen kills in the franchise, but it is so non-scientific. He takes this girl and sticks her face in liquid nitrogen, and and she instantly freezes, and he pulls her head out and punches her, and she, like, her head shatters.
Yep.
And I'm like, that is not how it works. That is not how it works.
Okay.
Now, don't try this at home, folks. But if you have a bowl or a sink full of liquid nitrogen and you stick your hand into it, your hand will not instantly freeze so that you can break it off. The thing is, your hand is so warm at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, it will literally boil the liquid nitrogen. So it takes a while before that cold actually even touches your hand to freeze it. So that whole murder of her sticking her head in the... No. But this is me just being friggin' science pedantic Troy. Just saying. So, sorry, I'll stop
I think
now.
they used nanites to bring him and his last victim back to life. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be funny if all humans in the future just had nanites that would fix cuts and stuff? So every time Jacen kills somebody, they come back in like 10 minutes and they're back to
weird
normal.
would that be? Yeah, exactly.
He'd be like, what the F?
He's a revenant, so he, like, supernaturally survives, right? But all of his victims survive because they have nanotechnology. Yeah, that would be weird.
I think he destroys a space station in that movie. Like they don't come in the lab.
Kind of reminds me of Hellraiser Bloodlines, where they go to space too.
It's dumb. Well,
that was actually, of all the horror movies
interesting
that go to space, at least Hellraiser's actually made sense.
Okay. Anyway, I think we got off on a tangent here. Let's go to The Last
Dragon. Oh, God. I did a rewatch of this on my channel years ago. I love this movie. El DeBarge, Rhythm of the Night. To the beat of the rhythm of the night, dancing till the morning light. I love this movie. Who is the villain in this? Sure enough. Oh, I love this movie. He's so into Asian culture. He eats popcorn with chopsticks. I love this movie. This is a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Don't take it too seriously, but man, it's a good... There's a little bit of comedy, but it's a great karate action-adventure type film. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's a classic in its own right. Yeah, so...
You asshole. Nerds! Yes. That is fair. That is fair, Nate. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Moving on to...
Where are we at, Netter?
Give me one sec.
How many super chats have we gotten? Or how many contributions have we gotten? Let's put it that way.
My memory serves me. Does he catch a bullet in his teeth in this movie?
Different movie.
Okay,
yeah,
I need to find out that movie. All right. Yeah.
I might be open to doing another rewatch of The Last Dragon. I love this movie.
We're at 35.
We're 35 out of 50. Guys, keep the dollar value low. We could probably get to that. We can probably get to that.
Yeah, we only need $15 more.
Yeah.
Porky's Revenge. So if I recall the end of Porky's 1, they destroyed Porky's. Is that right? Don't they, like, destroy the whole
Yeah. They literally pulled down the pylons and it fell into the river or whatever.
Yeah. But he's getting revenge, is that right? Was this as good as the first one?
I don't remember this movie.
What do you mean you don't remember this movie? It's Porky's Revenge.
Were there boobies in it?
There had to have been.
I hope so.
I've not seen it either. I've seen the first Porky's.
If there are boobies in this movie, I must see this movie. Yes.
Look, this is the 80s. If the movie was a hit, it would get a sequel. It would get 10 sequels.
I dig it.
Okay,
I think we saw it.
We probably did. I just don't remember it. Which probably tells you all you need to know about how good the movie was.
Moving on to He-Man, She-Ra, Secret of the Sword.
I had actually forgotten this was a theatrical release. You're
animated
movie. Right
movie.
about that.
Did you see
So
it?
this is the movie that kind of establishes the whole lore behind He-Man and She-Ra being brother and sister who were separated into separate universes. The whole backstory for the Horde, and
Were they the villains on
Good
She-Ra, or
movie.
were they the villains on He-Man, the Horde?
The Horde was the villains on She-Ra, but they were marketed as He-Man villains. It was a whole
mess,
thing.
and there was
It
no
was
She-Ra
quite a thing, yeah.
figure, probably, right? Yeah, there was.
It was weird. She-Ra was not marketed right. It was they marketed it towards girls. It was in the same scale as He-Man, and I think there was a lot of guys that were into He-Man that bought the She-Ra figures, but they didn't have in mind the wait, what's this? It's just the first 4 to 5 episodes of She-Ra edited into a feature. I didn't even realize that, Tim Hayes, because I didn't watch the series. I didn't know that. Watched it in theaters when I was a lad. Yeah. I was not a huge He-Man fan. I was a light He-Man fan. So when She-Ra came out, I did watch the episodes, but I did feel like they really tried to market it towards girls. And guys, I do this every couple of weeks. I do encourage you to check out Retro Blasting. He's got some great videos about She-Ra and He-Man. Definitely worth checking out. Yusan G, thank you so much for the $1. What is that? Super sticker or super
like
chat?
stickers?
Whatever.
Stickers were big back in the
stickers, so must be a super chat.
Thank you for the $1 contribution.
Now we're at 36.
We're at 36 out of 50. If you guys can do it by the end of the stream, we will have
She-Ra
karaoke.
could not mix with He-Man, so Horde couldn't interact with She-Ra, which, whoa, that was weird.
Yeah, there was a lot of really weird rights-related issues on that, yeah.
All right. So, Care Bears, the movie.
I never actually saw this movie. My brother was not into the Care Bears, so we didn't even bother with this.
Girls' toys. There, I said it. I'm not ashamed. They kept pushing Care Bears on me as a kid. I'm like, come on.
It wasn't my thing.
I like slime. That's what I liked as a kid. I don't like Care Bears. And I think I tried watching the movie as a lark, and I made it like 5 minutes, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. I got very offended by the witch villain in the movie because I'm like, she's neither a hot witch nor a crone. You need to be one or the other. You can't be like.
Let's go on to the next one.
You can't be a mid-witch. Oh, Madonna.
Yes. Well, no, not Madonna. Rosanna Arquette.
They're both in it.
Oh, Desperately Seeking Susan.
Great
music in here, too, by Madonna.
Netter, what do you know about this movie? Because I saw this movie once, and it kind of fell off my radar.
Okay. Rosanna Arquette is your typical dowdy girl, doesn't really have much of a life. She sees Madonna, and she's like, and Madonna's name in the movie is Susan. And she looks so cool and everything, she wants to emulate her. So she starts dressing like her and acting like her to get attention. Somehow they meet up. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I'm trying to remember everything. But there's something going on where I think Susan owes somebody some money, and they mistaken Arquette for Susan, and it becomes one of those comedy of error type of things, where it's like, I'm not Susan, I just look like her. But yeah, it was one of those things where she gets into trouble because she looks just, she's dressing and looking just like Madonna's character, Susan. So yeah, she gets
funny because
with bad people.
I only remember seeing this movie and thinking, because Madonna was so popular, I'm like, I should be fired up about Madonna, and I'm like, I kind of like Rosanna Arquette way more.
So she ends up putting a notice in the newspaper, Desperately Seeking Susan, because she's got to find her and find out what the heck is going on with all this stuff because, like I said, the bad guys think that she's Susan and she's not.
So it's one of those mistaken identity type films. You recommend this one, Netter?
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. If nothing else, the music was good.
Do you remember what the soundtrack was? What songs were in this one?
Crazy for You is one of them. It's the one I remember the most.
No. Crazy for You was specifically Vision Quest.
Yeah, you can have the song in more than one movie.
You might be right. You're right.
I'll find out for y'all. By the way, you got a super chat there.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry.
Desperately desperate.
Guys, if you can...
Seeking...
Well, I did have the super sticker from JPRPH1. Is that the one you're referring to?
Oh. No, I don't know. I had it up on the screen.
And then there was...
Infinite Realms? That's the one. Robert's
Infinite Realms. $2. Yep. Thank you so much.
Listen. I did find out. The soundtrack includes... Leave Atlantic City, Port Authority by Night. Oh, is this the soundtrack or the score?
Yeah,
so her songs were In the Groove. There was Lust for Life by David Bowie. The Shoop Shoop song, It's in His Kiss.
Yep.
I don't know Sucker MCs. Mashed Potato Time, One Thing Leads to Another, You Belong to Me, Respect.
One Thing Leads to
Someday, Some Way, Hail, Hail, the Gang's All Here, One Fine Day. Among others.
One fine day, we'll meet once more. Yeah, there wasn't enough, as I recall about the soundtrack, there wasn't enough Madonna songs on this soundtrack. She really should have capitalized on that, but...
Well, this was her trying to break into acting. They didn't. She probably.
That's true. That's true. No. You're right about that.
She was also in a James Bond movie, but we won't talk about that right now. Okay, anyway, yes. Did you
Real quick, I'm just drunk enough to share this. Robert's Infinite Realms. There was a girl in my teenage history who did a dance for me. Get into the groove, boy. You got to prove your length to me.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're at $40, so $10 more, and Tristan.
Oh, dude. I'm $10 away from doing a karaoke night.
I think we're gonna make it
exclusively on Rumble because YouTube.
Police Academy 2, the first assignment.
Look, again, there was a bunch of Police Academy movies that blend together in my mind. I can't remember all of them, but I do remember I loved all of them.
What I found funny about the Police Academy movies, there's this one actor that played one of the cops on this, and he ended up being, that same actor was on The Closer, and I kept wondering if it was the same character. Remember? You know what I'm talking about? One of the actors in the Police Academy movies was on The Closer with, you remember that series, The Closer?
I do remember The Closer.
And I kept wondering if it was the same character from these Police Academy movies. This was just when he was younger. You know?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. What was his name? His partner was Flynn.
I forgot. I remember liking The Closer when I would watch it. There's
I love The Closer.
There's one episode where they're at a funeral for one of their fellow officers, I guess, who passed away. So they're like, okay, we got to bring the coffin down from the church, right? And they're lifting the coffin like, wow, this is really heavy. And then they drop it. And then it falls down. And then it opens up. And the reason why it was so heavy was because there was a nice, young, pretty woman dead in with him. And then he says, well, I guess you can take it with you.
Yes. That was Provenza.
Provenza, yeah. So I kept wondering if he was the same character in Police Academy, or at least a callback to that character. But yeah,
maybe that's where he started in the academy.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, and this is where he ended up on that team.
And then The Closer became Major Crimes.
That's
Look,
right.
All I remember is the actress Leslie Easterbrook. She played. What was the character's name?
Battlestar Galactica.
No. Sergeant Debbie Callahan.
Oh, I see.
All I remember is I think it was the first movie, this whole bit where she pulls open her blouse and she's in a bra, just a bra, and she's like, "That's ma'am," and I'm like, "Wow." Again, blonde. I got a type. Just
Steve
saying.
Guttenberg, I believe, was in these as well. Yeah.
Steve Guttenberg
He was
was
a big-
so funny.
Yes.
I miss him. I wish he had done more after. I don't know why he, kind of
Fell
fell
off
out
the
of
map.
Hollywood, but whatever.
Kim Cattrall was also in the first Police Academy. Of course she was. Kim Cattrall was showing up everywhere in the 80s.
Kim Cattrall, right? Let's face it, I was thinking a lot about Kim Cattrall today because I was thinking about not only Sex and the City because of, this, but, her role in Star Trek
6.
Star Trek 6, yes.
But yeah, so moving on to this is the Slugger's Wife, I believe it's called, right?
I don't even know this movie.
I
Who
don't
was
know,
in
but
it?
it's got Rebecca De Mornay in it, and wow, she looks good in it.
Shit, man, there was a movie with Rebecca De Mornay that I did not see.
It's this one. Apparently, it's a Neil Simon script. Oh,
Son
boy.
of a gun, I need to see this movie.
Yeah,
she's
but
allergic to clothes.
Ah, amen. I gotta see this movie.
no, I don't know, man. That's an. I don't want to say pew. Never mind. I'm talking about my younger self. Anyway, I remember she was a
Just saying.
nice-looking actress. Dangerous
Real
though. I
quick,
always
where are
think
we
she's
at,
dangerous.
Netter?
Hold on. I want to see if anything since the last one. My thing's being slow.
It's all right. We got time. I'm sure we'll make
still at
it.
40.
We'll make it.
How much?
40.
We'll
We're
make
at 40. We need 10 more super
make
chats,
it.
and I
We'll
will be
make it.
doing a karaoke stream for
we
you
need
guys.
10
people.
more dollars.
$10 more.
Right,
But they,
right,
he has
right.
10 super chats or is whatever. Rebecca De Mornay on a train. Enough said. Is that what she does in this?
No, not
movie?
this movie. He's talking about Risky Business. He's talking about
I remember.
Risky
Oh,
Business.
that one. Yes, with Tom Cruise. I recall that. Yes.
Again, so guys, if you were following us earlier in the stream when I talked about Kim, what's her name? Kim
Cattrall,
No. Netter. Kim.
For which?
the one from Tough Turf.
Tough Turf.
Kim Richards.
Kim Richards. So you all know I have a type. Kim Richards. By the same token, Rebecca De Mornay. Very, very much in that same wheelhouse. This is why.
Okay, wait. Hold up.
Whoa,
Deleted
guys.
Scenes just did a $10 super chat and
Wait.
said winner.
Yeah.
And you, Sir G, had asked if I do a membership, will that count towards? I said absolutely.
Absolutely, it will. Absolutely, it would. And Lady Miss says she sends a super sticker with a Shiba dog shaking his body from left to right, surrounded by red hearts. Thank you so much.
Yes, that's over on my channel. Thank you, Lady
Does
Miss.
that does that put us over?
Yeah, that puts us over because I'm counting that on yours.
Okay, we're going to be doing a karaoke stream on Rumble. I will keep an eye on my community tab. I'll share the stream there. We'll do that, let's say, in the next 3 weeks or so.
If you don't do it, Chucky will show up at your house.
Chucky.
I will make sure that he does it.
No, I will.
Actually, if it's 80s, it'd have to be like something like the Ghoulies. Was Child's Play 89 or was that 90? I don't know. I'm trying to remember now. Anyway, Rebecca De Mornay, I don't know. She looks hot in this. That's all I'm going to say. All right.
She's effing hot in every movie she's ever been in. Cat's Eye. So this is a great
horror movie. Yeah.
Anthology film with Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, like psychically reaching out to a cat, but then she doesn't know the cat when the cat shows up. It's like there's her wake. Maybe that's her dream self.
So
reaching out. Yes.
her segment in this is the last one. This cat comes in and literally protects her. She is, as she's in bed, there's this troll that is trying to steal her breath, and the cat.
Not an internet troll, an actual troll.
No, an actual troll trying to steal her breath. And the cat is trying to protect her. And they think that the cat is trying to hurt her. So they take the cat away from her, and she's like, no. And it's adorable. It's absolutely adorable.
The other
but there's other stories in this. This is a Stephen King
because
anthology.
The cat ends up getting mixed up in other things while it's trying to get to the girl. So the first one is the James Woods "I'm gonna quit smoking" one, where
shit, yeah. So James Woods goes to a company that promises to help people,
which
quit
is run by a
smoking.
guy who might have been a former member of a certain Italian organization. It looks like.
And the whole idea is that he will kidnap your family and torture them if they catch you smoking.
It's scaring you straight off of smoking, basically.
Very, very literally. It's bizarre, but a great story. There's another one with who was the one who had to go around the building?
Get that actor.
Hold on a sec. JPRPH1 says, I got to work in the morning. Good night, folks. Good night,
Take care,
JPRPH1.
JPRPH1. Thank you so much for being here. You could always catch the rest of the stream later.
And Booger414, yeah, remember the little tiny knife.
Yes! This troll has this little tiny knife, and they find the little knife later on.
They find it in the cat, because he stabs the cat with it.
Yes.
Fend it off.
Yes. And this is like the indicator, it wasn't the cat. There was something else going on here. Yeah, it was a great story. Very, very good early Stephen King story. Definitely worth checking out.
Johnny Norris is the character name. Who played Johnny Norris? Robert Hayes.
Right.
He ended up having an affair, I think, with a mob boss's wife, and he was trying to get the
right, and then he makes him. The mob boss makes him go around the edge of the building on the little tiny windowsill that goes all the way around.
And then they try to make him fall and all this kind of stuff, and he's laughing about it.
Chilling sequence, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good little anthology movie based on.
This is somebody who is totally getting into the spirit of the Last Call shtick. I'm drinking a margarita on the rocks and Coors Light. Dude, you're double fisting it. You are good people, my friend. You get what we're putting out here. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Johnny Lawrence likes Coors.
And I don't know if you said hello to Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Hello, sweetie.
If I didn't, I apologize. But Booger, you have a great night. You take care, my friend.
I have to work in the morning too, but I will get us at least till what I call the intermission.
Get to the intermission.
We'll get to where we were last week. So now is Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Okay, who is in this one again?
Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Now, that's a Cyndi Lauper song, as I recall.
It is a Cyndi Lauper song, but tell me about the movie.
Okay, hold on. I will look it up on Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
IMDb, folks. It is your friend.
I'm using Wikipedia, but yeah. 1985 romantic comedy drama from directed by Alan Melter. Sarah Jessica Parker, Lee Montgomery, Morgan Woodward, Jonathan Silverman.
That's right. I did have
Shannon Doherty and Helen Hunt. Jonathan Silverman was in a ton of stuff, I think, before How I Met Your Mother. Was that his big thing? Or am I thinking of a different actor on How I Met Your Mother?
I honestly don't know.
He was not in How I Met Your Mother. Never mind. Okay, what do I know?
Or AI, she's faster.
It's
she's
late.
going to type it in.
But Jenny Glenn is an Army brat whose father, Robert, has retired from the Army and relocated to Chicago, home of his favorite dance show, Dance TV. At her Catholic girls' school, she quickly makes new friends with Lynn Stone, a fellow fan of Dance TV. Although Robert nixes the idea of going to downtown Chicago to try out for Dance TV, Jamie, when he comes to Lynn. So this is a dance movie.
I know I saw this movie. I just don't really remember it. Real quick, I'm going to do this. I'm going to share the screen. So this is from the thumbnail. For those of you that are super into the whole concept of the rabbit ears, this was the promo. This was in my thumbnail. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Sarah Jessica Parker. That's why I'm kind of having a Cosmo tonight. Just saying, but.
The soundtrack, though, Come On Shout by Alex Brown, On the Loose by Chris Farron, I Can Fly by Rainey, Dancing in Heaven by Q Feel, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, This must be a cover of the song. Dancing in the Street, Animotion, Marvin Gaye, Too Cruel, Amy Hart.
You and me, we should be dancing. Oh, no, that's a different
One
song.
sec.
Sorry.
Connie Cleary says, I'm heading out. Need to get up early myself. Thank you, everyone. Good
All
night,
right.
Connie.
We'll be wrapping
Thank
up
you so
soon,
much,
too.
Connie. Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe this is one you have to revisit sometime in the future, because it sounds like you need a memory reminder.
I absolutely do. This one, I know I saw it, but I can't remember it really well.
All right. So moving on to Lady Hawk.
Lady Hawk! Oh, this is a great movie. This is Rutger Hauer.
Rutger Hauer. Michelle Pfeiffer again.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, and Matthew Broderick as the young monk,
Matthew
I believe.
Broderick
Yes.
was the thief. If you are a D&D fan and did not see...
Well, that's right. He's a thief posing as a monk.
If you did not see Lady Hawk, you really missed out. So
there's like
this
an
is
evil
interesting-
bishop. I think that's also a sorcerer that puts
Right.
a curse on them, right? Yeah.
Right.
And
It's very much, if you saw the Disney Hunchback of Notre Dame, you get the shtick. You've got the holy man who falls in love with the beautiful woman, and is upset he can't have her, so he is retaliatory. Puts a curse on Rutger Hauer, and Michelle Pfeiffer's characters they're in love, and they are cursed to not be able to not to be together, because by day Rutger Hauer is human and she is a hawk, and at dawn they switch, and she becomes a woman and he becomes a wolf.
Yep.
And there's this moment at dusk and dawn where they can just see each other for a moment. Just for a moment, but they can never touch. And it's just heartbreaking. And Matthew Broderick is a thief who goes on a quest to help them to find a way to break the curse. And it's told from the point of view of Matthew Broderick's character. Rutger Hauer and Michelle Pfeiffer are the secondary characters, even though they are the main interest of the story. You're seeing, it's kind of like seeing Star Wars through R2-D2 and C-3PO's point of view, right?
Yeah, Booger says it's similar to the curse to Fiona in Shrek.
Yes.
I see.
Yes, exactly right. I'm sure that this story influenced Shrek, but it's a wonderful story, and Matthew Broderick, in a way, is like the comedic through line, right? So there's this scene where he's trying to break. I can't remember if he's trying to break into or out of a castle, and to do so, he has removed some stones to crawl through the wall, and he's squeezing through this small hole. And as he's emerging on the other side, he goes, "Oh my gosh, this is like when I emerged from my mother on my birthday." What a memory. Great lines like that. There's a line at the end, there's this priest. Again, this is what makes it so D&D-esque, right? He's the thief. And there's this older priest who is trying to shepherd him, trying to guide him.
Yes.
And he says to him, "Little thief," at the very end of the movie, after he's done this heroic thing, help this couple. He says, "Little thief, I expect to see you on Judgment Day at the pearly gates." And Matthew Broderick says, "Oh, I'll be there, Father, even if I have to pick the locks."
Funny. But no,
guys,
good.
this was a pillar film you must see from 1985.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
good little fantasy movie, I guess. Yeah, because
yes, absolutely. And again, Rutger Hauer, miss him. Oh gosh, gone too soon.
Much better medieval movie than the other one he did this year, which was Flesh and Blood. Watch this. Flesh and Blood is like anti-romantic.
Flesh and Blood is good, but this was great.
This is more romantic than
Lady Hawk was great.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so moving on to this is a Burt Reynolds movie called Stick. Do you even know what this is? I noticed in the 80s Burt Reynolds kept showing up in movies that
I
nobody
saw
remembers.
this movie. I don't remember an effing thing about it.
Okay. Well,
Sorry.
moving on.
Sorry.
I know that he got torn apart by critics a lot, but yeah, okay, at this point in time. We have another Chuck Norris movie, Code of Silence.
There were so many Chuck Norris movies.
They
I
were
know
all
I
blend
saw
together.
almost all of them. I can't remember. They all blend together in my brain.
Okay, but looks, he's got a gun. There's some bad guys, I'm assuming. I should probably look for this one to watch, actually. Stick,
Might be
Elmore
worth a
Leonard
watch,
story.
yeah.
That's why I put it on there. I figure, oh, it's an Elmore Leonard story. It can't be that bad for Stick, so, yeah. It's funny because I was a real big fan of that Jason Statham movie, Wild Card, not realizing that I believe it was also... There was also a Burt Reynolds movie with the same plot, so I watched.
Just
Burt
saying,
Reynolds
folks,
version
we're
too.
on borrowed time here. Boomer is the
I
one who's going to
know.
decide when this stream ends.
I will, but let's get.
So
let's
if
get
you
through the
guys
first
want
half.
to make sure you get that karaoke stream, how far away, Netter?
No, she.
Well, your karaoke stream went over some time ago.
went over.
Oh, we're done. We're doing
Yes,
it?
we went over the amount.
There we go,
$52
guys.
last I looked.
You
Deleted
guys
scenes
did
and
it.
Lady Missed. Okay,
You
all
guys
right.
are awesome. Thank you. We did it. Jim Cotta.
Okay,
Remember
I need to
deleted
watch
scenes,
this.
give it $10 super
Yes,
chat to
I
show
had
over?
forgotten.
Delete scenes.
Jim
Well,
Cotta.
you can remind him tomorrow. Jim Cotta. I'm sorry. Remember the trailers. This is, gymnastics, but also, I guess ninja
Karate,
moves,
yeah.
and you're killing the ninjas with your Olympic spirit. I have no idea what this movie is. Does anyone know? Oh, Code
I
of Silence
did see
was
this
filmed in
movie.
Chicago.
I
You
did see this movie, yes. The whole idea was he was studying martial arts, but he was applying his gymnastics skill to it.
This
It was
looks
interesting.
vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
I probably watched it on like late night
Yep,
cable
yep,
or
yep.
something because I was bored.
I mean, come on, look at this. You're an Olympic hopeful, but then you also kick ninja butt. What else do you need?
Booger says, I was looking up 1985 films. There were so many good movies, ones that I had forgotten about. That's the whole idea. That is the crux of
Now,
tonight's stream. This
Our
is why we're
discussion of
doing this.
summer
Yeah.
'85 was last week.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing the beginning of the year this stream. So Jim Cotta, you know what I'm gonna do for you at some point this summer? I will try to watch Jim Cotta and give you an update on this because
I would love to hear
need
that.
to know.
And then do
That
a review
poster
of
has
it.
sold me. I'm sorry.
Do a review of it on Criticless.
I should do
Just-
that.
Yeah.
Do that. Moving on to where are we now? Creature.
You're gonna have to refresh my memory.
There's a reason I
vaguely
put
remember
this
the
on
title.
here. Hold on. Creature. It looks scary, doesn't it?
I would imagine so. Yeah, I'm sure. That's
1985 science fiction film by William Malone.
Yeah.
Also known science fiction and starring Stan Ivar, Wendy Shaw. Okay, Klaus Kinski is in this movie. Is he the creature?
Possibly.
Filming and post-production. Comparisons to Alien. Even during the production, Malone was questioned by the Titan for finding similarities to Alien. Director countered that Alien was itself an archetypal story that owed much to the 1950s horror films that he liked. That is actually true. People do complain. They say, oh, it's ripping off Alien. But Alien actually was a ripoff of things like It, the Terror from Beyond Space. If you watch It, the Terror from Beyond Space, it's almost like watching a 1950s version of Alien.
That's actually a great point. Yeah.
So it's like saying The Godfather is the only gangster movie that was ever made, even though that's the most popular.
True.
Creature opened. Did it do well? For the first months of release, the film's poster was based on art by Todd Curtis, which accurately reflected its production design. Reception. Creature received mixed to negative reviews from critics. The review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 29% of 7 critics' reviews are positive with an average rating of 4.1 out of 10. Yikes.
Yeah, that's not good. And here's the problem. Yes, you might be drawing from the same inspiration as another film, but if it beats you to market, you're screwed.
It was released on VHS and Betamax.
I'm sure. Yeah, I probably if I saw this movie, I saw it because of the video store I worked at. So
there you go. Okay, moving on. to our final movie of tonight, Rustler's Rhapsody. Do you know this movie?
I know nothing about it. I love Tom Berenger, but I don't know this movie at all.
This is a brilliant comedy that I believe is making fun of the old 1950s style westerns. Like the good guy, like Hopalong Cassidy or Lone Ranger, like shoots the gun out of the villain's hand,
right,
sort of thing. I remember, who was the actress on Taxi? Marilu Hemingway, is that the actress?
Marilu Henner.
Yes. Marilu Henner. She, you get to see her in one of those old Western style, Lady of the Hour corsets in this movie. It's very nice. It's a
bit of trivia about Marilu Henner. Did you know she has an eidetic memory? She remembers literally everything she's exposed to, and she has done a whole bunch of scientific studies where she can, you just shoot at her a date and she'll tell you everything she did that day. Cool. Everything she was exposed to. She remembers everything. She's an incredibly intelligent woman, yeah.
Really? So she's just not a pretty face, I guess. Okay. Not just another pretty face.
Yeah, she's a very pretty face, but yeah, she's incredibly gifted intellectually, yeah.
The film was a passion project of director Hugh Wilson, who grew up loving Westerns he would see at Saturday afternoon matinee. He was able to make it after the success of Police Academy. Okay, so it must have been the Police Academy people were involved in this. I've recommended this to Deleted Scenes and Outlaw Bill. They should do this on one of their Western Sundays.
Deleted Scenes has so many things to watch.
I know, but it's an interesting Western. It should just make it.
I dig it. You're right.
Rustler's Rhapsody received negative reviews from critics, and many saying it paled in comparison to Mel Brooks' Blazing Saddles. I don't know. I remember enjoying it. There's a scene with this one guy who I guess they're saying that the white hat Tom Berenger character is, oh, you're really the bad guy, and I have to take you down. And he's like, and I'm a lawyer. Don't worry, I'm just going to shoot you in the hand. And then later on, I think he's like, wait a minute, you're trying to kill me. And he says, I'm a lawyer, you idiot. Because, of course, the lawyer would be the bad guy. Do you understand?
So, guys, I do want to say, members, keep an eye out on my community tab. I will have a poll up for a number of movies that we talked about tonight. And I'm going to throw St. Elmo's Fire in there as well. To decide what we'll watch on Monday.
And okay? I have a poll up on my community tab right now. My next film, and I've got this as part of my poll, I have my next film is Frozen. But I've been wanting to do Dr. Detroit for a while, and I missed it when we did the D's because it wasn't on our bookshelf.
It's a good one.
So I'm leaving it to you guys. Go to my community tab and vote. Do you want me to keep Frozen and try to shoehorn Dr. Detroit in somewhere else? Or do I replace Frozen with Dr. Detroit next week? Go and vote.
And I just want to say that Dr. Detroit does have Fran Drescher in it, so you still have an FR.
Oh, that's right, Fran Drescher, yeah.
Dan Aykroyd, who I absolutely love.
He's
there
awesome.
You go, yeah.
He's awesome.
Because he's
I want to get some of his gin in the skull.
In the skull,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, intermission.
So that means next week we'll continue because we went way longer than I expected.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, we got to work in the morning.
It's all right. This continues on to if you watched last week's, if you didn't see last week's, that
1985 Part 3.
So in the fall, next time we're gonna do fall and holidays for the final.
And guys, keep an eye on my members tab. I will put together a karaoke stream that is exclusive to Rumble. It will not be here on YouTube. It will be on Rumble. Guys, you can join me there. And it'll be in a couple of weeks so that I have time to share it with you a couple of times on my community tab so you know about it. Keep an eye, and then we'll do it We'll do it on Rumble.
So, Booker, you're saying you have the Skull vodka? The vodka in the Skull, rather?
I've heard it's very good. I've heard
it's you don't have it yourself, but you've heard it's good. Yeah. I definitely want to try that. So,
no, he says he has it on his bar, he says. Booger 414, yeah.
Booger does? Good.
I'm just
good.
saying, I've heard it's good. Me personally.
It's a vodka. My apologies. I'm sorry. The gin is what's his name from Deadpool? He's the one with the gin. I apologize.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. And Enigma says, "Thank you so much." No, guy, I am. Friday nights is just an excuse for me to drink. You guys are the ones that really, really make this happen. So I super appreciate it.
You make it happen so he can drink.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Netter's got to deal with my drunk ass. So that's the trade off. 3 shows.
I've been feeding him just cranberry juice for the rest of the night, so
I'm still too sloshed. I'm still coasting on the buzz. 3 shows to do 85 movies. 40 years from now, someday someone will do a retrospective of 2025 movies, and he'll be done in an hour. No, it won't even take a friggin' hour. He's like, there's a whole bunch of damn movies, but there was only like 2 or 3 that are worth talking about. Here they are.
Mark Dahley also says, I'm a Michiganer. How can I not vote for Dr. Detroit?
Dr. Detroit.
It's a classic.
Absolutely.
Right now it's at 100%. Replace Frozen with Dr. Detroit.
And honestly, the fact that Netter hasn't gotten me a bottle of this Crystal Skull vodka yet from I almost said Ray Stantz, from
Dan Aykroyd?
Dan Aykroyd. Surprises me because I know Netter is really into those really cool bottles,
So next time we go to Binny's.
Absolutely. Good night. It's long past my bedtime. Be safe and sweet dreams. Yeah, see, this is what happens. I am a bad influence on you. I keep you up late on a Friday night. So yeah, that is it. Guys, Boomer, did I play the promos earlier?
Yes, you did. We were a little late on them, but you did play them, yeah.
That's fair. So you guys saw all the promos. You guys know what's coming up this week. The next thing up, of course, is over on Big Al's stream. Big Al presents Films with Friends, Zorro the Gay Blade, depending on what time zone you're in, either tomorrow or later tonight. At 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Big Al Presents. And then, of course, Geeky Geezers on this guy's channel on Sunday. That is it. Boomer, have I missed anything that I should have said?
No, I don't think so. I think we got everything. And I'll be on with Troy this Sunday for Geeky Geezers.
Absolutely.
Where we'll talk about
Netter.
Some more celebrity deaths, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I said, I do have that poll over on my channel. Basically, your options are keep Frozen for next week or replace it with Dr. Detroit.
There you
go,
go,
now,
guys.
I'm at 100%. Replace Frozen with Dr. Detroit.
There you go, Dr. Detroit.
So, yeah, make sure you get over there, and that will determine whether we keep Frozen or we do Dr. Detroit.
Guys, I thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, giving me an excuse to decompress. That's what I call it. This has been a week for me. It really has, for a number of personal reasons. And then Rebecca Del Rio coming through this week. We'll talk about her on Sunday briefly. That one hurts. Llorando por tu amor. That one really does hurt, guys. So, guys, thank you so much for all the contributions tonight. We will have a very special karaoke stream coming up in the very near future. Keep an eye on my community tab for that. Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. You guys are what make this happen. If you are a member, watch for your name in the closing credits. Take care.
Make sure you hit the right button.
Absolutely. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading. closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, for me and you. Let's toast to the night.